All right. A little bit of a rough start there, but that's okay. Welcome to the Chillstream for Labor Day. Um, yeah, I just figured I'd have one. It's to me, I don't consider this labor. This is my hobby, and it's fun to do, and I like chatting with everyone. So, without further ado, let's bring on the leader of Whoopstotska, Comrade Leader Whoopa Troopa,
Hello.
and as well a a constant supporter of the Blaine's Escape channel, Serranos.
Hi.
Oh,
I had to give you kind of a build up there, you know.
I'm just me.
Yeah, and one of the creators of the Phantom Hooligans, we have with us Cash Money.
oh,
Hey, what's up? Good to see
Hey,
Whoopa. Good to see everybody. Yeah,
it is
I
good to
like
see
I
you.
like
I
to pick
agree.
on pop culture sometimes because I know you can take jokes, unlike some people in this community.
oh yeah, hey,
Are you a lot of people that you don't like that can't take jokes that you poked and then they've gone angry at you?
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, you guys all doing okay?
I've had a great weekend of being away from my job.
Hey, right on.
That's
Oh, that's
always
good.
nice.
That's good. No, I mean it's when you get that chance to get away from something you don't want to do, and that's great.
I agree.
Well, let's see here. Well, what'll it be first, gents? I mean, the floor is open to anything we'd like to chat about. We can jump from whatever you want to whatever you want, and you know, um, anything. Seen anything good lately? Let's start with good stuff. Have seen anything good?
I'm just like currently finishing breath because I just got some eggs here.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw Oppenheimer recently. That was really good.
You liked it, eh? That's good. Right on.
I did. I did. Yeah.
Bit of a history lesson for everyone, wouldn't you say?
Yep. Yes, which
No,
is
that's
good.
good.
Yeah, no, it was a really good film. Considering they
Excellent.
didn't use any CGI and the drama was very compelling. And then Lord Crit got me into the One Piece live action. I've actually been enjoying that. And I've noticed even hardcore One Piece fans like Lord Crit. I think you've talked to Crit before, pop culture. I can't remember.
No,
Um,
actually, I haven't. Never.
oh,
I don't think
okay.
I've ever talked to Crit. I'd like
Oh,
to though.
okay. Yeah, he's we've been watching One Piece. I just got in an argument with my friend. She's like, "The CGI is horrible." I'm like, "Whatever. You can believe what you want." I said, "It's like the creator's actually involved in this, and if this is making people who like the anime happy, then it's doing something right."
And yeah, you can watch the anime if you don't want CGI.
Right.
We could show
There
you
you
the
go.
anime.
I
Yep.
mean, I
Yep.
think for what I've seen some bad CGI. This CGI I think is pretty good. Other people even have said that will complain about budgets. They said this budget looks pretty high. It looks better than a lot of these Star Wars shows, that's for sure. Especially lately.
That's a very low bar. That's basically the bottom. It's like doesn't really get much worse than Star Wars these days.
Yeah, probably not, but I'm just saying that they could be putting a lot more money into the into these shows, and they don't, and they go a bit cheap, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Jake D. There, Jake D's in the chat. So's Veritax. How you doing?
Oh, come
Good to
hey,
see you
what's
here.
up,
guys.
And the
guys?
problem with the Star Wars shows is they don't actually have their story until after they're done shooting.
That's about right, man. That's about right. I don't. I just find it interesting that even people in the community that I'm in want to tell me that Ahsoka is a 10 out of 10. Yet Dave Filoni has already retconned some of his own stuff, and it's like, wow, dude. Because I enjoyed Rebels, but I never finished it. I probably need to.
Mm.
I just the Ahsoka show. I'm
There's
glad it makes people happy, but when
where did you
people
get to?
uh with the Rebels.
Yeah.
Or I think I got to the final season somewhere around there.
Okay. I just wanted
Oh,
to know
Um,
that's
if you
good.
saw Kanan die.
yeah,
They
I did
need
see that. Yeah,
Okay.
that was
they
actually
need to
emotional. Yeah,
kill off
Yeah,
more
that was
Jedi.
pretty nice. I liked it.
it was yeah, it was good.
Like,
Um,
why did Order 66 become like 50% effective. That's stupid.
I would say
Seems like
Rebels
every day
isn't the
there's,
one
like-
that I would say Rebels isn't the one that's egregious in this front.
I just
I haven't watched that one. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, it seems
Look-
like with every one of these
Oh yeah,
new Disney
it
shows,
is
you're
because
like,
of how.
here's another Jedi who
Yeah.
And the real
survived.
problem
Are you
is like
kidding
the
me?
way they've constructed the canon. It really shouldn't be that many. Having like Kanan specifically, and maybe just like having Kanan specifically as one of the people that survived feels fine, but it's just there's so many.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
Oh,
Ahsoka should have died. She survived Order 66 because she wasn't there, but she should have died to Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with that. I would have
Yeah.
been fine with her.
Yeah,
also,
she should have just been dead there. That should have just been it. It's like that's it. That's good. That's good.
It would have
ending.
been fine. I mean, I think Sabine is already. Oh no, spoilers! But I think Sabine should already be dead in the Ahsoka show. I mean, especially taking a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I went some YouTubers, other YouTubers have made a video about the how the lightsaber can actually kill you that way, and it's like I always want to make jokes about Qui-Gon. It's like, what happened to me? You guys are all assholes.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to be realistic, which we don't that much, you just combust and just catch on fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm okay not having him do that, but you're seriously having vital organs completely destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's like a shock factor too of like, oh, it
Yeah.
cauterizes
If you
wounds.
just
Like,
get
yeah,
stabbed with a sword there, you're dead. Like,
and we're
you're
just
not going to survive that.
as Star Wars fans, we're just supposed to accept this stuff, and it's just like
No.
I just find it ridiculous. I really do, and I find it ridiculous that already I guess they kind of hinted, but even when we went back and watched the end of Rebels, some other people I know in the community, because just to see how ridiculous this is, because Screen Rant came out with an article recently about how Ahsoka's been training Sabine for years, and I'm like, gosh, that's quite far fetched, but whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I,
we don't have to pay attention to anything any of those.
I don't think there was any
indication
indication whatsoever in Rebels that Sabine was force sensitive.
No, there isn't. She's not even a Jedi, so it's the whole thing is just. I don't know.
I don't think she has to be a Jedi, but
No, I guess she doesn't.
If
but...
she isn't at least force sensitive, it doesn't make any sense for her to get trained by Ahsoka like after Rebels.
Yeah,
it really just doesn't make sense.
No, I just
because if Ahsoka for some reason wanted to start training Jedi, she would probably train people that are force sensitive.
Yeah, I just and it's fine, man. If people like this stuff or they love it, it's fine.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not
it's
gonna
okay.
hate
I
'em.
think I think you support this stuff. You're destroying art.
I just that's what I mean. Like that whole argument about like if you support this, you're a bad person or whatever. It's so stupid. Like the fandom is just so messed up overall. It's just like okay, if you like this, just like if you like New Trek. I mean, I couldn't stand season 3 of Picard mostly, but other people liked it. Good for them.
And
Yeah,
the real problem is if you like the first season of Picard.
Ha!
Oh, it's just all the yelling that they.
I can't imagine why.
Gosh,
if you aren't making content out of it, why are you still watching after like the first 3 episodes of Picard? It's like it's obvious this is terrible. It's like it's completely different from the Star Trek we knew.
Yeah, and like I said, people can like it, but I really feel they're doing their disservice to themselves if they don't want to go back and watch how Star Trek actually started.
Well, I can't really take your opinion seriously if you just like everything.
Right. Well, I mean, I think, yeah. Well,
yeah, it's
Hey,
really
yeah,
bad. It's
I
like,
just-
if you don't have any taste, why should I listen to you?
Yeah,
when
it's
you call
okay.
something bad,
Right.
It's
like,
okay not to like
how is-
certain things.
It
How do you
is, it
have a
is.
bar so low to like all this Star Wars, all this Star Trek crap?
Yeah.
It's like, this is really problematic, and I don't think this is okay.
Yeah, and I know people who like this stuff, and there's some people out there who will say I have to keep watching this so it doesn't die, and I'm like, well, that's good for you, but I mean, we had a group of people that I was with before, and we watched all of season 3 of Picard, and it's like, why is this turning into a horror movie? It went all over the place, and then it's like, Picard is like, I'm sorry, and then 5 minutes later, Riker or somebody comes over and says, "Oh, well, you were right, Picard," and it's just weird. Like all the times they're yelling at Picard, it's like show this man respect.
Yeah,
done
no,
a
I
lot
like.
for
I
Starfleet. What
haven't
the
even
hell, man?
I haven't even kept up with the coverage of Picard after season 1. It's just like it's obviously garbage. I'm not
Well,
watching.
I can tell you season 3, man. If you want to give it a chance, it's the best
No.
Star Trek new Trek I know that you've seen in a
Continue.
while. But that's really not for me saying much because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, give this one a chance. Terry Matalas is working on this, and not Kurtzman." Okay, fine. You watch this and you go, "Why? Why is there another Why is there another Crusher? Why are they killing off characters like this? Like that show just actually pissed me off for a while."
It
To
definitely
say,
makes sense that it's better than Kurtzman. It definitely makes sense that it's better in the first 2 seasons, but it's like I have no reason to go back.
But it's just like you go, what it is. I saw Indiana Jones, and there's some people who say it's fantastic, and it's like I'm glad you liked it, but it's fantastic. I can't agree. I had problems with that movie. I even had problems with Across the Spider-Verse. A lot of people like that. I just didn't like
I
how
loved
certain
Across the
things played
Spider-Verse.
out.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how
I
things
don't have
played
any
out.
attachment to Spider-Man or any attachment to Spider-Man lore, so that wouldn't get in my way at all.
Yeah, no, I don't
There
look
you
into
go.
the lore, man. You might irritate yourself. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I like Into the Spider-Verse a lot because I love animation.
The animation was cool. I'll say that. There's some things I liked about it.
That's something that Sony is like, or I think it's under Sony, right?
Yeah, it's under Sony.
I'm pretty sure it's their in-house produced animation, just like the
Mhm.
way DreamWorks is going. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, there's
There's also there's a push in a lot of American animation since the Lego movie. I forget what it was.
yeah, that was a fun movie.
That was really good. But
Yeah.
that's just they had the was it the 32 frames?
Mm-hmm.
Like they mess with the frame rate so it
I'm pretty sure
looks
16 instead of 24. Yeah.
16. That's what where it's like it makes it
Oh,
look
okay.
I guess choppier, quote unquote, but it looks
Basically,
better.
yeah,
Like,
it fools your eye better. It fools your eye better than going at a normal frame rate.
yeah, and it works like for Lego Movie, it looks kind of like stop motion. For Into the Spider-Verse, it looks like comic booky.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it
it's
meets
really
the feel
cool.
that
It's
you're
really
looking
cool
for.
technology.
I've really even gotten to the point where like the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I thought it was pretty good, but I thought there was some stupid stuff, and I thought the
Yeah, I
jokes
think a lot of
didn't
people would
always
agree with you,
land,
yeah.
and that's okay if people liked it a lot. It's okay if people liked Across the Spider-Verse.
I
I'm
think
not
there's a
going
lot
to
more
be
stuff to
a,
like in Guardians of the
you know,
Galaxy 3 than all the other Marvel stuff.
it was pretty good for
Yeah,
what had
yeah.
come
There's a lot
before
more
the
to
last
like
few
there.
movies. It was a pretty good film, I thought. I liked Rocket's story. I just didn't like Gamora in that. She was just too much. I want to throw out an airlock.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just like they kind of. I mean, at least he takes it seriously. At least he doesn't just hand wave the fact that we did so much changes to the universe, right? I'll give him credit for that at least, if it doesn't really work out for the story.
Yeah,
at least he stuck to it instead of just making her like, oh, I'm back the way I was before I died and got replaced.
Yep. I'm not. But man, I gotta tell you, dude, if you've gone and watched any of the movies from DC lately, like I can always defend like Wonder Woman, the first movie, but the second one, no. Birds of Prey was horrible.
Yeah, the last one I watched was The Suicide Squad because like looks like it's gonna be decent.
It was okay,
decent,
man.
yeah.
It was okay.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough
I
that
actually
wasn't
fell
ashamed
asleep
that
during the middle of it, personally.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
I wasn't ashamed that I watched it.
No, don't be ashamed, man. Don't be ashamed if you want to give this stuff a chance. You know,
No, that's what I mean. Afterwards, I was
yeah.
like, yeah, that was a worthwhile use of my time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even bother. Like I when I hear about some of the stuff that they're writing about, or if the leaking some scenes or something like that, and it's like, oh, this I'm not even gonna waste my time. Why bother?
Yeah,
of the DC films, I watched Wonder Woman and Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I didn't
Yeah.
like it. Wonder Woman, I kind
Man
of
of Steel,
did not care. It was just super mediocre.
I liked the first Wonder Woman movie. I just but Man of Steel, I just felt that last fight sequence went on way too long. It was like a 40-minute fight sequence, and then
I mean, it's
the thing
also
of Zod screaming Kyle all the time, like, and spitting into the mic. Basically, it's like, dude.
More so for me was the way they treated Superman's character. Because to me, he's like one comic book character I know a little bit of because he is quite straightforward, and it's like it just didn't feel right.
Yeah, I thought that I think there's still a lot to like about Man of Steel. It's just there's definitely I would say I like that a lot better than the extended version of Batman versus Superman. I went, why after like the first hour of that movie is just so boring to me.
Yeah, the two big things for me were definitely the fact that he didn't save his father when he easily could have, and the fact that he just like Krypton had its chance.
Oh man,
those are two really, really stupid points where I don't think that makes sense for Superman to say.
But it's funny, man, because like it's like the whole thing of if you ever played like the Witcher games, for example, you know, Henry Cavill's Superman or Henry Cavill's Geralt. Geralt, I don't care what anybody says, like Henry Cavill is the best thing about the Witcher series. And then after that, everything to me is mediocre. Especially if you played any of the games.
Yeah, I haven't played the games. I didn't check out the show. Yeah,
I highly recommend the games, though.
Yeah, I do plan to play them eventually, but I just haven't yet.
But yeah, Serranos. The thing is, I never want to be an echo chamber. I never want to tell somebody that if they think the new Indiana Jones movie is fantastic, I do. The new Indiana Jones movie is fantastic, or they loved Avatar 2, which I can find a lot of problems with.
Like Lofty.
I just they like the character of Spider, and I thought he was just stupid. It's fine. It's just the 3D in that movie is impressive, but the story overall is still like Dances with Wolves meets Whales. It's just and literally I'm not even joking. Basically pretty much every white person wants to destroy the planet except like one.
Except our soldier McSolgy face. That's now blue guy.
Yes. And the best thing is still in this movie is the Colonel. The Colonel is still the best thing about.
Oh yeah, I forgot they brought him back, didn't they?
They did, and he was still like, "I'm gonna kick your ass, man.
I'm gonna destroy the environment. I'm gonna enjoy every single second of it."
And he had a son named Spider, and he was one of the dumbest characters I've seen in a movie. I swear, I did not like him. He's just hey, bro, what's going on, bro? Yo, bro. It's like,
the first Avatar wasn't good. I had no interest in going to the second one.
I didn't even like the first one.
Why would I continue the series?
People went gaga over it because they said it looked pretty, and it's like
it was funny too because I remember when I first saw it. Yeah. I remember when I first saw it, it was like, well, this is just basically mostly a script ripped off from Dances with Wolves, and people just ignore
Fern Gully.
Like, it is, or Fern Gully, right?
The point is that it's not very interesting. The story is super boring.
The Colonel was interesting. Like, he is the most interesting thing about both movies, I can say. It's just there's some things you can like about it. There's even some good values in there about family, but it's still I wouldn't. Family, yeah, like Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious 27.
27, man. Yeah.
He's got a wheelchair with rocket boost.
Vin Diesel's gonna be in a wheelchair and stuff.
Racing those down the street.
I got a lot of family, but that's not gonna slow me down.
But you want to give some of these movies a chance, even stuff like Black Widow. When you see that, you're even that you want to fall asleep. Like, okay, there's some good action sequences, but what they did to Taskmaster,
I knew it was never
was horrible.
It was never going to be good.
It's so insulting to these characters that have been around for so long, and a number of people just either accept it or they don't. But I can tell you guys personally, a lot of these films, besides Oppenheimer, even Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, like I didn't really enjoy that much. Like I know it's probably a harsh opinion, but like I gave Across the Spider-Verse like a 5 out of 10. There's just things that I do not like about that movie.
It's just average.
Yeah, I feel it's average. It's pretty good to average, yeah.
Oh, yeah, do you watch EFAP at all, Cash Money?
I think I've heard of him.
Oh yeah, basically it's Mahler's stream he does on Saturday. Usually starts early morning or not early morning, but usually like 11 to 12 Pacific.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
On Saturdays, yeah, they talk about movies all the time. I watch them a lot.
That's cool. I just always laugh though, guys, because people will tell us, because we're so critical about stuff that we're supposed to love this, and you just hate everything. And it's like, well, give me a reason. Tell me a reason, for example, why I'm supposed to like She-Hulk. Please give me a reason why I'm supposed to like that show. Give me a reason why I'm supposed to like.
Don't
the
worry,
CGI
EFAP would
CGI
agree with you. They're a lot more critical than you are.
Oh,
No,
and
there's-
the
I'm
thing
sure
is, too,
there's other people who are.
well, yeah, and the thing is, too, don't tell me I have to like it. Just
Exactly.
show me it, and I will decide on my own whether I like it or not.
Exactly. Always,
You know?
yes. Yep.
Unless Stotso decrees like it, then you have to by law.
Yep. Yeah, we
Yes.
we have to love it and stuff. It's just, I remember when I used to think things like Pokemon was stupid. I know Whoopa probably wants to beat me with something, but
You're stupid.
I thought that.
but when you
That's
actually
bad.
play any of those games and you're like, wow, if you like this micromanaging and even watching like the anime does, I guess, put a smile on your face. That's what a lot of people say. You agree with that, Whoopa?
Like the early Indigo
I would
League is
say-
cool.
The part about Pokemon game that draws people in easily is the team building and seeing your
Mhm.
like
Right.
Pokemon
The
grow, and become stronger.
micromanaging,
Evolving.
evolving. Yep. It's just really interesting when you give this stuff a chance.
And you don't have
but-
to like micromanage. It's just like literally the process of your
Mhm.
unit getting stronger feels good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. I do like
Oh,
micromanaging.
It's just
and-
generally
and,
satisfying. It's not that. It's
Yeah,
not that
and
deep.
trading with your friends, that was the thing too. It's like, well,
Yeah,
you can only get a
right.
certain Pokemon if you trade. And it's like,
Mhm,
oh, okay, well,
mhm.
let's do that.
Yep. But yeah, there's some things, guys, that I'm like, I can't do this. I can't watch Rings of Power. I just don't care
No.
that much about House of Dragon. I watched some of it, but I'm like, I don't want to get into this. I'm not interested in watching Willow. I didn't want to watch a remake with a woman of Dookie Howser, not because it's a female, but because it just, why? We don't need this. I didn't want to watch the National Treasure that came back. There's just certain things I'm like,
It sounds
I
like
can't
you
do
need better friends.
it.
Well, that's like
Hey,
think
you
that-
should watch the National Treasure reboot. I heard it's gonna be good.
I know of one friend.
I can't
man,
talk to
one
you anymore.
friend who said that, right? Yeah. I know
If
one
you know
friend
even one
who
person
watched
that
it,
said
yeah.
that, that's
I know
out
one
of line.
person.
They're
That's the
steering
thing,
you
so
wrong.
many
You
of
can't
these-
you can't trust them with your
Alright.
life. I could tell you
Nope.
that.
Well, I
Nope.
mean, look, it's just this one guy I know that he watches a lot of this stuff, and I just can't agree with him. Like, we had a big fight about Picard season 3 before, and he started calling me names and stuff. Maybe he was probably joking and so on, but he's very passionate about this stuff. But I give him credit that he wants to watch all this and then talk about it. I just, some of this stuff I can't do it. I remember I was watching Whoop, Crit was like, "Hey, let's put on
Who, me?
Santa Inc." And I says, "Oh God, is this really as bad as I think it's? Oh gosh, it's even worse."
That's a terrible choice.
There's-
Was
Yeah.
that the
It's
Seth
truly
Rogen one?
awful. Yeah,
Bad,
Seth
man.
Rogen and
It
Sarah
really is
Silverman.
bad, but at least I
I
can
don't
tell other
think-
people this is something you actually should stay away from. If you're really, really curious, go for it. But this literally goes out of its way to insult Christmas, insult Santa Claus. It's insult elves. It's just Seth.
You can guide
Rogen
people
I mean,
to
it's
others
a-
which you
ashamed of
cannot
himself.
possess.
Yes, Seth Rogen
It's
and
a-
Sarah Silverman should
a
be
Seth
ashamed
Rogen
of
thing.
themselves.
Ugh.
Ashamed.
Seth Rogen.
Yes.
I've yet to watch a thing where Seth Rogen was in. I was like,
You
I
take
like that
one look at
performance.
Seth Rogen, you tell me that guy has shame. He doesn't.
He just it's funny
No.
too. It's like, dude, you have
No.
done stuff that would be considered politically incorrect, but you wanted to go in this direction of being woke and whatever. What are you doing, man? You did stuff like Knocked Up. That movie is definitely politically incorrect, and it's all, some of these actresses, they feel like changing. I need to pander. Why? But they do. It's whatever. It really is.
It sounds like you need to watch more anime.
Oh, I've watched. Yeah, I find some. I can be very
sales pitch.
picky about what animes I like, though. So
And what type of stuff do you
My
like?
favorite
look for?
anime is Hank of the Hill. King of the Hill. Not Hank of the Hill, God.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
It's my
Yes.
favorite anime.
And for myself to call something like really good, it does have to have a baseline quality in its animation because that's very important for me being an animated
Yes.
medium.
I'm well aware that Serranos is very picky on his anime.
I'm very
well, it's good to be picky, man. It's just some of
there's
these...
too much. There's more stuff than you can ever watch. There's no reason not to be, really.
People.
That's right. No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's what I mean. That's my perspective. It's just like, why wouldn't you be picky about your media content when there's such an insane amount of it that is good?
Yes.
You know, for all the people that are out there listening right now, don't like and if you're worried about the new stuff to watch or whatever, don't forget we have over 100 years of media out there. We have movies you can watch from the 1920s, 1930s, all that stuff. You can listen to radio shows, you can do all that stuff, and you'll feel better watching it because it's like, oh, I'm not getting beat over the head with any kind of message. I'm just watching and enjoying entertainment.
I can go back to stuff like Alfred Hitchcock's movies,
of course,
as far back as I've gone. But like, his
Rear
stuff
Window,
is still incredible.
North by Northwest.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Some of it doesn't hold up as well, but so much of it is so good. So much of it is so good.
Yep. Well, there's so much stuff. Like, I mean, I don't watch a lot of modern shows. Even when people are, like, everyone I hear is like, "Oh, this is pretty good." It's like,
Did you watch
I got
Arcane?
my video games.
Oh, no. Arcane impressed me, but it took a few episodes before I got into it.
Did it take more than 3 episodes?
At least it's just 3.
Okay,
once I got to the third,
that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. I was gonna say, because I love Arcane. It's so damn good.
But some people don't want to watch it, and yet they will give Ahsoka a 10 out of 10. Like I said, people just like what they like. But I just always find it funny that when we're like, no, this is how we feel about the show, and people are always ready to just jump on us and attack us for whatever it is. If it's a video game, things we don't like, if it's a movie or a TV show or a news show, people are always ready to jump on us.
So, like, whenever you talk about media stuff, do you talk about it like publicly with your friends on Twitter?
I mean, sometimes, not much, man.
I was gonna say, because that's what it sounds like you're running into. It sounds like you're talking publicly.
It's more on Discord, I would say. It's more on Discord about stuff. So
yeah.
If you're Vertex brings up a good point too. You know, interesting. The show just feels tonally angsty at times, hard to watch, even if you got to know characters. I think he's talking about the Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Big Bang, I don't know. There's things you can like about it. There's other things that, especially the last few seasons with Sheldon, and his monologues weren't as good.
It's basically just nerd cultural appropriation.
They made made some mistakes, but there's things you can definitely find to like in Big Bang. Now, I've had this conversation with another friend of mine that said, now, if you think you know nerd culture because you just watched The Big Bang Theory, you might want to check yourself.
Yeah,
no, there's so much.
That's a good point.
I watched, I used to watch it. My parents used to watch it, and it was just like there were things that was like, oh, it's kind of funny, but then like more comes on. It's like this is basically a show made by like popular alt kids who are like, we can just make like subtle jokes about all these nerds and like shit on them. There's a lot of like they're just like, yes,
yeah, they were.
All these guys are this autistic. Like,
well, I mean, they were too.
I don't mean that like bad, but it's just like there's so much stuff. It's like, yes.
I just hate it because I see me in all the characters.
It's like, maybe you're there.
Serranos is like, I don't need to watch this. I live it every day.
It's too funny. Yeah. But then there's like stuff that even like ticked off PETA, like Animal Control, and that was a new show on Fox, and that was pretty funny with Joel McHale. But it was pretty funny.
Off PETA is good.
It did. And then Justify came back. They did one of the other stories of Justify, and I've seen some mixed reviews for it, but I think overall it's been good. I still gotta finish that mini series of it, but Primal Evil or whatever, Primeval, yeah. And then there's shows that I do recommend to you guys if you haven't checked it out. Is The Old Man. The Old Man I thought was pretty cool, pretty interesting story with Jeff Bridges. And
did you watch the like 2019 just Primal? It's just like a caveman with dinosaurs.
Yes, the animated one. Yes, the one who did the original Clone Wars series. Yes,
yes, cool show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. Just like
There's
search
been
on
2
Google
seasons.
Primal 2019, and it'll
Yep.
show up with the dinosaur pictures, and the caveman is like,
Okay.
hey, that looks pretty
Nice.
good. If you just like the way it looks, just watch it.
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
seasons.
right on.
Yeah, that was a enjoyable show.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
all
want to
about watching,
spoil it.
like, the
I don't
older
want to
media.
spoil it for you, pop culture. So
Yeah, hey, no problem.
But
What did Drag Blacker? He brought up a good point too. 60s movie Spartacus is full of lefty propaganda, but still well made with great
Right.
actors and dialogue. And that's
Hey,
right. You want
yep.
good actors and
Well,
dialogue.
because the difference between politics then and now is
Mm.
the head bashing, but also the fact that it was more ideological focused rather than contemporary, just like policy.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
nowadays, like if you look at the Saints Row reboot, it's a pretty good example. They will talk about specific stuff like student debt, capitalism, bad, misogyny, feminism.
Did you
They will-
actually
Yeah.
buy it, man, or did you?
Oh no, I know all
Oh,
about the
okay.
videos and stuff. I watched. I looked at that because it was really funny. But basically, yeah, that's what the Saints Row reboot will do. It has all these specific contemporary issues rather than having greater ideas of just like, or just more general ideas of showing that like capitalism has flaws, why like social, like positives of socialism, just generally. That's why it's different than it was back then.
That's why I always tell
Okay.
people that the Saints Row games, just like Grand Theft Auto, they need to stay politically incorrect because that's how they were built. And
Yeah,
when
you
they
also you
change
cannot
that,
take that out. Yeah.
when you change that, it's going to really hurt the game. But other people are like, "Well, you don't know what political correctness is." I'm like, "Oh, really? Do I need to give you some examples?"
Well, there's stuff like GTA. They were talking about that with the like whatever they're gonna do with GTA 6.
Yeah.
And like you're like, oh, you're overreacting. It's like, but with the
No.
trilogy that they
No.
made, like the
Never.
reboot trilogy that sucked, they had a whole thing where they like took a Confederate flag out of the game, but like the whole point of the Confederate flag was like it's on this character that's a caricature making fun of like those people. Or it's like
Yeah, just that type of person.
Yeah.
and it's like this is
Right,
like you took it
exactly.
out. Like it's not like
Yeah.
it was like
The
it was
trailer park warrior.
yeah, it was like joking about it, saying, haha, isn't this guy an idiot? And you're like, well, we can't have that. It's like, well, that doesn't like you're taking away a joke that was like, I guess, left leaning. I don't know, but it's like they're like, oh, it's not going to affect that much. It's like you're already nerfing jokes that like you guys would laugh at. It's just it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not. I
No.
don't understand. They've always been pretty
Yes.
irreverent and like GTA has a lot of comedy like that. It's just ridiculous. It's not like overtly political, but it's just like, hey, here's a caricature that has a lot of things you could point to in real life, and now we're gonna make them ridiculous. That's pretty much every character they've ever done. Like, I don't know. It's very annoying because it's like this is good. This is what I want. Why are you taking this away? Why
They want to change it. It's fine for one way. It's not fine the other way. It's crazy to me.
That's the thing. Like they're
could,
even taking away the other.
right.
Like, they're taking away the kind that's like, well, it's okay when we do it because it's right. Like they're nerfing that too.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. It's really incredible.
I always find GTA is some super right-leaning thing,
and then they're gonna replace it with some like Trump allegory instead.
Yeah,
it's okay to bash Trump. We're gonna make this an anti-Trump joke instead, like specifically reference.
That's always
so dated.
right.
So
it is. It's ridiculous. Like
I'm not saying like they literally always do it, but it happens.
Right.
It's like,
oh no, it does. It does. I mean,
yeah, because people.
It's that TDS.
Like you're saying, they have like a whole thing with, hey, here's like a well thought out kind of like message in the background if you pay attention to things versus characters saying, haha, stupid rich billionaires. And they're like, that's the same exact thing.
Yeah, people don't. Yeah, like I just mentioned earlier about the contemporary versus like ideologicals. People don't mean get politics entirely out because there's obviously going to be political ideologies and whatnot.
Right.
It's like saying you should take the politics out of BioShock, and just like
it's just
between this and this modern classic.
Yep.
everything.
I mean, when they say, it's also the certain phrases they use. It's like, oh well, we're going to work on a remake
Diversity,
of Splinter
equity,
Cell,
and inclusion.
right? Or modern sensibilities. Like you see those words or a modern audience, and you go,
Yeah.
oh no, this could be bad. And
That's what I do. Oh no.
yep. Oh no, but it's just like the latest thing we'll say is the Starfield thing, and I understand people are upset about it, but the thing is, we can scream and yell about this stuff as much as we want, but it's not going to change because we have no power over changing these companies unless we, of course, boycott as and don't buy their products. And if they lose, hopefully, enough money, but look at what's happened with Disney. They've lost a lot of money. They've gained a little bit of money, but they've lost some money, especially this summer, with their movies, especially stuff like Indiana Jones. There should be no excuse for an Indiana Jones movie not to make good money. But Disney went out of their way in a lot of ways to made some people happy. Great. I just couldn't stop nitpicking that film. So
yeah,
and I saw
Well,
that
I
with my
thought they
brother and
wanted
my
to.
dad. So.
I thought they wanted to, like, with the fourth movie, they wanted Shia LaBeouf to take over, but apparently
Right.
he went off the rails. Apparently,
he went off.
Did you see all the stuff he had way back with "He Will Not Divide Us" back when Trump was elected?
No, actually, I didn't pay much attention to that.
Oh, the thing with the flag,
yeah,
like on 4chan and all that.
Yeah, go to Internet Historian.
Yeah,
He Will Not Divide Us. Watch his videos on that if you wanna. If you want to learn about that saga, it's very funny.
Okay, so that's what happened.
Yeah, that was the start of his downward spiral.
It's unfortunate that Harrison. I mean, I'm sure they paid him a lot of money, but the thing is that Indiana Jones. While there's when it started, it's like, okay, this feels like Indiana Jones, and then the way it just kept going, I'm like, where is this story going? And I don't know. I didn't find Phoebe Waller-Bridge the most annoying thing in the world, but she was annoying, and it's like I just didn't like her as the goddaughter in that. And then you had this character, Teddy.
No, she's just terrible. She's like the modern female protagonist, snarky. She does everything.
Yes. Oh. Then they had this character Teddy, and I wish they just brought back an older Short Round, because Teddy can fly a plane. Teddy can do this, and I'm like, this character sucks. I was not happy with that movie. I give it like a 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I had a lot of problems with it. And it's fine to see this stuff, but the only two movies I've really enjoyed this summer, even ones that I wanted to see the most, was Dead Reckoning Part 1. And even the budgets for a lot of these films were bloated. They're like $300 million. I mean, Mission Impossible overall has made like $4 billion overall, which is impressive. But this movie just didn't make that much money. And I think it's also one of the reasons the budget was like $300 million, and it's made almost like $600 million. But stuff like Across the Spider-Verse, which obviously had a much lower budget, did very well. Turtles did okay, unfortunately, but it's okay. Barbie, though, has made so much freaking money this year. It's like it's just insane. It's like 1.2 billion overall, something like that. It's crazy. It did get beaten by it's been out a while, but it did get beaten by the new Gran Turismo movie, which I've heard some good things about, and it's based on a true story. So I want to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So you talked earlier about nitpicking a lot. EFAP is short for every frame of pause. Generally, what they'll do is they'll talk about movies, but they'll also critique videos by other strange content creators that make bad videos.
Yeah, I know people do reactions to like people who shill, and I would say like a shill, somebody that would be considered
it's more about like just like other movie reviewers that just make bad reviews, like
that just say this is amazing and don't really give any.
No, it's not just it's amazing, but it's just really incorrect takes and just like have no idea what they're talking about, and just like make up random stuff.
No.
Like they haven't even watched the movie, and they're just saying
media,
that it's awesome.
Stuff like
Entertainment Weekly, etc.
Usually more YouTuber people than less corporate. They'll do some of those every now and then, but more YouTubers like I was trying to think of somebody else, but like Movie Bob,
I think I've heard
Filmento, Brown Table. Just
No,
people in that sphere, the lefty content creator sphere. Patrick
don't know
Willems
any of
from
those people.
Patrick Willems from Star Wars stuff.
No.
Because he's the one. He's the one big pusher that everybody like got behind for the. It's a space movie. It's a movie about space wizards made for children.
Oh,
Stop
I
taking
hate
it so
that.
seriously. He was the one that made that picture go around.
Anyone,
and he's also the one that got
yeah.
that thrown back at him when he started complaining about Star Trek.
Anyone who says that should go straight to jail. No, not even jail.
Well, it's just
they don't deserve
also
it.
I feel like a lot of people want to limit themselves. Like they're like, oh, I'll watch new Trek and I'll watch it and I'll watch Star Wars. And I'm like, but would you guys ever go back and watch something like Babylon 5? Probably not. Which is unfortunate.
And I heard that's really good.
It
I heard
is.
it's really good. I mean, I think Veritax brought it up. He liked it.
Yeah,
But he
overall,
wouldn't want to see a reboot.
overall, it's really good. And
I always hate when people are like, "Oh, it's for kids." Like people.
That's what they say about Nintendo, man.
That's what they say.
Just for kids.
People say that about Pokemon all the time, as if there's not like tons of quotes of the creators like, "No, we want to make this for everyone." Because shocker, they want all the money. It's like they wouldn't just make like, which it's annoying.
That's
but
right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Star Wars is for kids. Like it was very obviously not for just for kids. Like there's so much stuff where like Pokemon. Yes, the part where in the first game you're in a graveyard of Pokemon definitely screams kids game to me. It's like they done. I feel like they probably like I don't know. I don't know if they're. I feel like they're purposely being disingenuous, but maybe sometimes they trick themselves into thinking that it's true. I never know.
I don't know. It's just the same people who will watch Star Wars religiously and watch all this new Star Wars. They have no desire to ever give something like One Piece a chance, probably. And it's really unfortunate. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around if some people think the CGI in the new live action One Piece is bad. I don't know. It looks pretty good. I've seen some terrible CGI. I don't think this looks that bad. They have a budget. I think they was like 150 million and stuff. And I don't really know what people want. This is actually much closer, I should say, the source material than even Cowboy Bebop a lot was. So live action. This has potential to get a second season, and it's making a lot of fans happy. That should be a positive. Now I understand people are going to nitpick it, but isn't that what a lot of people have wanted? That they wanted something close to the source material? Haven't people been asking for that?
That's what we ask for all the time.
I don't.
I'm just looking through these pictures, and we talk about. You mentioned Star Wars being for kids, and I'm looking at the lineups back in the day, back in 1977.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
How many
see
kids?
I don't see kids.
Nope.
Yes.
Exactly. So I don't know what moron coined that phrase that it's for kids. But it's like, no, it's not. In fact, I don't even think it was rated G when it came out.
I think they just say that because I don't know if they're trying to get clicks or trying to be disingenuous. I kind of err on the side of thinking people are shitty. I don't know if that's good or not.
It's probably you're probably right though.
No, it's disingenuous. It's trying to support their argument, which is stupid.
Especially
because it's okay if it's stupid because it was always stupid. There's nothing important about it. This is The Last Jedi we're talking about, where they're saying nothing matters, nothing's important, nothing has value, everything is whatever you want to be.
Especially considering the assumption is always that like, yeah, you can throw any shit in front of kids and they don't care. It's like, what do you like? All of my siblings my oldest sibling is just going into 9th grade, is like they'll watch movies or TV shows and be like, I don't like this. I don't, like they have a critical mind. Just because you're under 18 doesn't mean that you can't tell if something's good or not. Like
that's right. We even had growing up in the 80s watching 80s cartoons for myself. Yeah, it's like, oh, you'd watch a cartoon and be like, this is dumb. I'm not watching this. I'm watching, I'm going to watch Transformers. I'm not going to watch, the Smurfs or whatever. Something like that, right? You have you know what you like and what you don't like, even from a young age. It's like, no, I don't want to watch this. It's dumb.
Yeah, I don't want to watch Treasure Planet. It scares me because I don't want to fall into a black hole.
There you go.
That can happen.
It's a possibility.
Chances are low, but never zero.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, hey, Kitty Bear, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's Kitty Bear say? The CGI isn't super, but I forgive that because it's so close to the original story. Also, the CGI doesn't need to look real when the action characters make it or make
exactly
done
man.
in the real world. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I agree.
That's a fair point. Yeah. It's just, we know what we like and we know what we like, but I can't always wrap my head around when people are like, this show is already a 10 out of 10. I'm like, what makes it a 10 out of 10? Really? What does it for you? I mean, I think for me personally, it's very hard for me to say anything in media is a 10 out of 10. Certain things, maybe like classics, like my all-time favorite movie is Citizen Kane, but there's other people who find that movie boring and they don't like it, and that's fine. It's okay. Yeah. It's all right. I mean, I remember some person when I was in college kept telling me how bad the third act of Django Unchained is, and I don't agree with him. I like the third act a lot, but he's like, it just didn't work out. It's like, whatever. Then I knew somebody also in college who their all-time favorite movie was Batman and Robin. Oh, that was a hard take. But yeah, but she at the time was about 26 years old and stuff, so that's what she grew up with as a kid. But that was a tough one. Oh, that was a tough one. Yep.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah,
everyone.
That was a hard pill to swallow. That was wow.
Everyone knows the best movie ever is Birdemic.
Is what?
I mean, I was thinking Veritex is like, if they're trying to sell ads, why is it all streaming services? Who's selling the ads on streaming services?
I think that's when
there's way less there because Hulu's like the only. Did Netflix start an ad tier, right?
Yep, and I think they're trying to push to that because they just. My aunt was just talking today that because my
I guess that's coming back then because before streaming was like less ads. Now it's literally cable
just ads. Yep,
it's literally just cable.
They were because my aunt just had the message of because my grandparents, my aunt, and my mom all share Netflix. I don't because I have much better things to do with my life than watch Netflix, but much better things like play video games.
Thinking of Hulu, so much ads here.
But they were.
Hey, video games have ads now too.
That's true. Some of them do.
Well,
I mean, the crappy free ones that you should never touch. The ones you'll actually put money into, they don't bother with ads because that stops you from paying money.
Some of them do, which is sad. I hope that doesn't catch on, but it probably will.
No, I don't think it's going to catch on bigger games except for sports games because they have
Veritex is listing a bunch of stuff that has ads. Disney has ads.
I've never heard of people using. I've never heard of people using Tubi or Pluto though.
Does Rumble have ads?
I'd watch Tubi.
I don't think so.
What is Tubi?
Tubi's just
I've heard of it, but I never.
Free TV, basically.
Yeah,
it's a lot of different shows. I think it's just TV shows, or is there movies on there too?
Yeah, but also the thing is, on YouTube and Twitch, those things aren't making. Disney isn't putting their content on those platforms.
No,
but also like they have you have ad blockers for a reason. Like every time I look up something at work, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this in the background. There's so many ads. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot this is how the real world is. This is terrible. I cannot handle this.
Yeah, I don't know. And if you have these streaming services, it just feels like if you have Disney Plus, what are you watching on there the most?
There's
probably older content. Yep. Tubi's good. That's where I watch Battlestar. Watch a lot of stuff. I watch Babylon 5 is on there. It's cool stuff. Buck Rogers is on there. Nice.
Yeah. You can browse all sorts of stuff that you want to watch. Genres, collections.
New kid shows. those new kid shows kind of
Well,
suck. And I'm not saying that like nostalgic.
Well, yeah,
maybe some like there's so much stuff where it's like it's dumb. Then again, a lot that might just be because I have a sample of Disney stuff. Because when I was a kid and saw Disney movies, I'm like, who watches this crap?
Yep. Well, Disney needs to find a brain again. They're also blacking out Spectrum right now, some of Spectrum. So Spectrum has to deal with their nonsense. Yeah,
that's fun.
It sucks.
What's that? I don't know what that is. Spectrum?
Oh, it's a ISP. It's
you're lucky
for TV, internet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They suck.
Okay.
You know,
we don't have that.
How I have all my internet. You know how I have all my internet issues? That's why Spectrum.
Yeah, it's from those guys.
Yeah, they can have their problems. They can be good too, but yes. But right now, Disney's playing hardball for some reason. So
I think it's Spectrum. It's
because they're losing money.
So Disney, I guess, is saying, "Hey, we want to keep, keep the way it is right now." I guess these services.
Yeah.
They say, hey, it's either all. Disney says it's either all or nothing. Pay for all of our stuff or get none of our stuff. And Spectrum is saying no because most of this stuff sucks. Like we just want the sports mostly.
Well, so they're going to need to figure it out because it was not cool that people were watching the college football game on ESPN and they blacked out. I was like,
you know how stupid it is to try to watch the NFL.
It's if you're going to watch the NFL, I'd recommend just skipping past the national anthem because you don't know if there's going to be some shenanigans.
No, I'm not talking about that. No, I'm talking about actually paying for it so you can watch it.
Oh, it's pretty expensive.
Because Sunday ticket costs like $400 a year. Yeah, and that only gets you out of
market
games.
Yeah,
it gets you out of market games. So whatever your like local team is, it's like say if you're in California, you're gonna have like two or one of the teams just blacked out, and you can't watch them if their stadium doesn't sell out.
Which is ridiculous.
Well, no. Those just straight up aren't included. Period. The out of market games are not included, and then you have to watch those on TV.
I guess that's only a baseball.
If they're blacked out, then you just can't watch them. You paid $400 to not watch your team.
I don't understand why they ever do that. Just because, like, and maybe I'm just not thinking.
Well, yeah, that's just like literally the first part of it.
But I'm
because
just like,
it doesn't. It only covers out of market games. So you can only pay for your $400 pays for 8 games for your team that are outside of your zone, and the rest you have to watch on TV. If you watch the ones locally online, you have to pay another service.
It's just crazy. I told people a few years ago.
It's again hundreds of dollars.
Like I don't see. I don't know.
I told them a few years ago that these streaming services were going to become greed, and look at where we are now. Now, most of them won't even survive. We'll see which one will become the king, but
you know what? I hope they don't.
Many.
Yeah, I really don't.
I hope they don't. And I'm talking from a guy that lived through. You didn't have to pay for television. You went out and you bought a TV. You got an antenna. You stuck the antenna up. Boom! You got television.
That's right, dude.
The commercials pay for the programming. Now when you have to pay for you have to pay television.
Many commercials.
Then
ridiculous.
So many commercials.
What's the point?
The television, the commercials pay for the television. They're supposed to. You shouldn't have to pay for it. So this is what gets me. Then I want no commercial. If I'm paying for television, I want no commercials. Then
it's just it's just the paywall nonsense. They don't.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's like how much greed is out there. Oh, there's a lot, but it's just like they're raising their prices even on PlayStation. And there's these crazy fanboys, as I like to say, people who have no desire to ever criticize Sony at all because Sony seems to give them everything they want, which is ridiculous because that's not even true. But they want to raise it $20. It's like, okay,
I thought they wanted to raise it $40.
That's just for the basic tier.
Something. Yeah, the basic tier is like 20. I think they're going to raise the other one
25% increase. Or
damn,
I think a number of these.
It's funny because the whole thing that like Sony was trying to stop the whole Bethesda merger is like, well, they'll raise prices for the customers, and here they are.
Prices.
Yep.
Hello,
They're
pot
just
and
forcing us to
kettle.
do this. We have to stay competitive.
It's crazy because these monopolies, as freaking the FCC said many years ago in like I remember them talking about this in one of the film classes I had at college. They said, these monopolies are bad. Well, look at what's happening. Apple's got this pretty big monopoly. Disney definitely has a big monopoly. Discovery has a big monopoly. And what are they doing with a lot of this stuff? Not much. And it's really like, just sell it off to somebody else. Maybe Lucasfilm should be sold off to some oil tycoon. I don't know. Maybe somebody who just cares more about where the property should go. But I don't
understand
know.
how they spend so much money on this stuff and
Yes.
seem to be losing. Like,
Yep.
Star Wars movies went down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, each one got worse to the point where they had one that lost money. And like, all they've done lately is just make TV shows, which I can't imagine is more profitable than movies. So it's like, you spent how much money just to like have this property to sit on and make TV shows for your streaming service?
Yep. Well, it's the same thing like James Gunn. Something comes out. It's like, well, that was years ago. Why should we blame him for that? Well, because now he's the head of DC.
Yeah.
With was it Saffron, right? Yeah. He's the head of DC, and so for James Gunn to come out and say how bad Batman 89 is, and yet without Batman 89, we wouldn't have a lot of these Marvel films, a lot of this stuff. It's just crazy to me. I don't really understand it, why he had to come out a number of years ago and say that. It's like, have you changed your mind? So that should worry people, that going forward about what's going to happen with these properties, because of course we're going to have a new Superman movie, Superman Legacy. We'll see how that turns out. I don't have high hopes for it. And yet with the whole Snyderverse, they actually had more of a vision. You can hate the Snyderverse, and I don't always like Zack Snyder.
No,
but
yeah, it's terrible.
it's just,
I'd say it was a bad vision, though.
you guys didn't like the Snyder Cut or whatever?
I didn't even watch that.
I didn't
No,
even
why
watch
would
it.
I
I
watch
haven't
a
watched it. I
4-hour
know-
movie of a bad movie?
I don't
Oh.
think there's much that I've watched of Zack Snyder that's like, oh, this is pretty good.
I mean, I did like Watchmen. I know they changed a few
I-
things, but
I think I might enjoy that. I know I watched 300 and I was kind of like, this is kind of weird.
300
but
was great. Yeah,
I was like,
liked
this
it
is,
a lot.
I don't know about this, but okay. People seem to like it. That's fine.
No, they
Yeah.
had some good battles.
I loved 300. The sequel, no, not very much.
Oh, I didn't know there was a sequel. How you gonna make a sequel? Everyone died.
Joseph
It
brings
is,
up a good
Joseph.
point.
It is. Absolutely.
Batman 89 is better than most of the sludge produced today. Agreed.
It
Yeah,
is.
it was
It's
it's very stylistic. It sticks to its comic book
Mhm.
roots. I mean,
It's very good.
you got Jack
think if you
Nicholson
go
playing the
to, like-
Joker.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if you go to like superhero films made since 2000,
Mm-hmm.
or not like just superhero content, like at least the first two Batman Arkham games, I feel like is better than most of them.
Oh, yeah.
Those games are
Excellent
awesome.
games.
Yeah, no, those
But
games
also-
are really good, man.
You play
The
those
third
songs?
one's
Crap
good,
that
but
they
it's
made.
not as good as the first two. But the third one,
I really like Origins, but I know
Origins
that people
was
don't, and I
surprisingly fun. I
understand
liked
them.
all the detective work stuff in there, Upa.
Oh yeah.
So
I like
cool.
it. I understand why some people don't. And it's like, I think it's definitely not as good as the other two, but I still think it's good. Unlike Arkham Knight, which bothers me.
It's
like,
not
it's-
the best.
it's okay.
Is that where you're
Batmobile
driving
and
the car around?
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
much. It's
Too much of
I
the
don't
car.
even mind.
Yeah.
stuff, but it
It's-
still has a good
there's-
story. I feel the story's.
I
not
just
bad.
hate the thing, and I don't know if this counts as spoilers to games, but like they've made a sequel to the game by now. But like,
Oh yeah.
it's the whole thing of like, oh, what's his name? Arkham Knight
Mhm.
is what's his name? Jason Todd, and like
Mhm.
knows that Batman would never kill. It's like, you know what the best thing to fight him with? Unmanned tanks that he has no problem taking out. If you just put a person in those tanks, like he loses. That's all you needed to do. And the whole time I'm fighting him, I'm like, I can't get over this. The fact that this guy clearly knows Batman, and like then you officially know, oh, he really knew Batman and didn't think like, oh, put a person in here and like the whole plot doesn't work and
Yep.
Batman loses. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Even like Arkham, what was it? No, Gotham Knights. I bought that for like 30. No, it was like 28, 25, somewhere around there. And it's just half a game, and it's not. It should have never been $60. It still has technical issues on PC after even bigger patches. It's ridiculous, and so it's like, do I really want to finish this? Um, I I feel like I did spend money on it, so I feel I need to finish it. But it's just not that great of a Batman game. And Batman's, I'm not going to tell you guys what happened. I know what happens.
I don't
Batman,
care.
but
It literally doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna play that.
but it's just not that good, and it's really too bad. And then the Suicide Squad game, it's like, oh, this could be cool, and then they're like, oh, it's going to be a game as a service. Now hold on here, no, it can't be. And this is Conroy's last performance ever as Batman.
Oh.
And I want this game to be really good, especially since it's his last performance. But
I wouldn't worry about it. His
if
voice
it's
is
a
still going to
game,
be there.
oh yeah, it will
They're still
be.
going to keep his voice alive for the next
Oh, of
50
course.
years.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if that'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, did you play the Arkham games, Serranos?
Nope.
You didn't play them, eh? Okay.
Oh man,
you're missing
Those are
out, man.
first
I'm pretty hard on hero games, and I want to say that's the one that made you actually feel like Batman when you were playing it. Like that was
It made you feel like Batman.
Made
Yeah,
you
that's
feel
what-
like
it was
Batman.
it was
Yeah.
that good.
yeah, I played the
That's what
game
they
and they
say
shot
about
my
it, yeah.
parents.
It
I don't
is.
know.
You should play that, and you should also play other superhero games. The Alliance games are good. The Marvel Alliance
And
ones. The first
know
two.
The
Especially
first
the
two
first one.
Batman Arkham games are all like, I think
Yeah.
pretty much universally loved.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever
Pretty
heard someone
much.
say, "Oh, these games suck." The ones
Ugh.
after that, I have heard people say they suck. But then
Yeah,
sometimes
I
I say they
Origins
suck, but
is still very good, though. I
really
especially-
like it. I just know a lot of people don't. I know WB doesn't, or not WB. Rocksteady likes to pretend it doesn't exist. But
well, shame on them.
I've heard a lot of people say they don't like it, and like I have complaints about the game, even though I like it. So like, if people say they don't like it, I can understand. Just the other two games, it's like I don't think I've ever heard someone say, I didn't like this game, unless they just don't like superheroes. In which case, I don't know why you pick up a superhero game.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Yeah, those games are fun. Unfortunately, the third one, I wish they would bring it to PC at least. It's on Switch. It's a fun game, but once again, what kills your enjoyment of the game is the camera angles, and you're like, why? Why did this game have crappy camera angles? Why? Please stop. And you can't fix them, and you're like, no.
Yeah. It's all about game design. They think it's all about pretty graphics, but no, you got to have good gameplay. You have to have good sound. You have to music, right? You have to have a good story.
You also have to have good
It's
graphics.
gonna look nice. That doesn't do it.
Good enough, yes. But
I think
people
graphics-
get
Yes,
way
that
too
shouldn't be the most
obsessed.
important.
I
Right,
think
but
graphics
people
are
get
often like one of the least important. Well,
It
not
is.
least important, but like
yeah.
having
As
high
many indie
definition
games that I
graphics.
play, I think graphics are quite important. Honestly, it's a pretty big indicator for me if a game is going to be good. Is the ones that do not have as much effort and time put into their graphics means they haven't put as much time into the rest of it. Basically, all of the time. That's
I
basically
mean,
universal.
good enough is
I
good
get
enough.
that.
I mean,
I
go ahead.
I guess I'm just thinking like, I think there's a lot of focus on like, oh look.
And
at
if you're
the-
talking about older games that literally didn't have the technology to have better graphics, that's pretty much a different scenario.
No, I'm just saying,
It
like,
is.
I think there's a lot of people like, oh, this is the most high definition thing. And then you go to something like Stardew Valley, which does have a lot of effort put into it, but it's not like.
No, Stardew Valley looks pretty good. It's
great. And
That's
it's
very
just,
different.
It's like a different style. I feel like there's a lot of times focus on like, oh, we need 4K, HD, LG TV.
No, that's not
like,
what I'm going for now.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I think a
That's a
lot
little
of
bit, no.
a lot of people are like, oh, but the graphics aren't even good. It's like, well, yeah, it's like supposed to look like something else. It's like supposed to have this kind of retro feel or this pixely feel. If you do that well, then you don't. Like, it doesn't have to.
I have no idea who those people are, but that's completely different.
Well, it's just funny to me. Like there's a lot of console people, and they're always talking about how great graphics are. It's like, if you want the best graphics, buy a freaking PC, man. What are you guys talking about? Like, yes, it looks pretty cool for a console, but get a PC if you're really that obsessed with graphics. But some people are like, "Oh, these graphics don't look all that great." I'm like, they look pretty good. I don't know what you want. Like, I always laugh when people are like, "Oh, look at these graphics of Nintendo," or "Nintendo can only do." I'm like, yeah, but they're still pretty good. Yes, could the console be more powerful? Sure, but games like Splatoon and Mario and stuff still look pretty cool.
Splatoon is one you got to point to. Is like it really makes the most out of what it has. It looks really nice for what it is,
and it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
That's important.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of like
fun,
talking
man.
like the very literal like graphical fidelity and stuff like that. Right now I'm playing through just a bunch of different versions of Fire Emblem 8, the Sacred Stones for GBA. I'm playing on emulator, but still, it's just like pixel art. It's just pixel art. It's quite old style.
Yeah,
it looks pretty solid, but the thing is, it's just like it is quite old. There's many games that look better nowadays.
No, I mean I think it's
for the time. It's like that's really as good as you're gonna get for a GBA game. It doesn't really get better than that. And it's very crisp, but it's not messy. It's well made. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. I look for a lot of. Yeah, I guess I could say I could define it differently as the fact that how much effort you're putting into your every aspect of your game is usually pretty even. Usually, I don't see a large disparity in the effort put into different areas of the game. I will see indie games made by like 3 people that have consistent effort across the board. They'll have good graphics, UI, and gameplay together.
There you go.
It's very rare for me to find a game that's like, man, this is really fun to play, but it looks like absolute dog water. They just like have terrible sprites. They have like little green artifacts left over, stupid stuff like that.
No, and that's fair. I think a lot of it is like, I think the theme matters more than like the actual.
Well, I mean,
type
the
of graphic.
literal resolution. The resolution should be pretty easy to account for. You shouldn't really have any issues with resolution nowadays.
No.
Yeah, if you have a bad graphical style, you really don't have any excuse. That's one thing is like Terraria. I'd say it has a decent graphical style and it's good and cohesive, but nowadays people will just have like RPG Maker. They'll use like store-bought assets and it just. Why would I bother trying your little indie game there when it just doesn't look interesting? You do have to catch me.
Yeah, most of those, like, unless it's like a Phasmophobia, most of those like.
I'll do an unfair comparison. I'll bring up this one really nice indie RPG, and I'll just show you something else. And you know, RPG Maker games look like, right?
I think so. There's a lot of like the asset.
Yeah, I mean, you just know the normal asset, just like what those sprites look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can usually see, like, for when I browse indie games and stuff, I'll just like I'll see the anime faces, I'll see the basic combat setup. Just like these are the generic text boxes. I do have to sort through. So I'm looking for a game on my wish list, and it's kind of long. I have too many games on.
That's fine.
I have too many games on my wish list. You could say.
Veritex, I have to say, when he was a kid, was the Atari 2600. We kept going back.
I'll bring up Signalis as well.
To play with friends.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Signalis is an indie game that came out last year, I believe. Yeah, end of last year.
I think Veritex, you're about as old as I am.
It's modeled after PS1 games, and it just looks stellar. I'll bring up this here, and I'll share this.
I hate Mario Party Veritex.
That breaks up friends.
That's like I like playing. I like playing.
What are we looking at here, Serranos?
Trailer for Signalis. This is based off of PS1 games. It has enhanced graphics, obviously. It doesn't. PS1 games don't look this good, but the style is based on PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is one thing that it caught my eye immediately when I first saw it. Just graphically, it's super impressive.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I played through it. Really fun Resident Evil style game. Yeah. Yeah, obviously the literal graphic specifications of just like in terms of the resolution, it doesn't look that impressive overall because the styles aim to be older, but it got extremely good reviews. About 10,000, just under 10,000, or just under 9,000, 96% positive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I mean,
I'll play it eventually myself. Short, I think it's about 4 hours. I'm gonna check out the reviews.
Oh, this one's pretty good. 13, you recommend this one?
8, yeah.
Serranos?
Modeled after like old PS1 Resident Evil games.
Oh, okay. I might check it out. You guys should also look into Myth Force if you're looking for like a roguelike 4-player game. The demo was a lot of fun.
I played it. It's interesting. I would not bother going it myself though. It's definitely a multiplayer game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did like some of the stuff they're doing. It definitely needed to be sanded down some. Needs some more work.
They need to polish it up more?
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyways, back to the important things, like why Mario Party sucks.
I haven't played it. I know Paul's played it, Whoopa. I know Paul. I hear it makes people rage. I don't know.
It's so frustrating because like I actually enjoy Monopoly. It can be frustrating. Like the only thing that I don't like about Monopoly is when people like refuse to like win. Like if you're like, because there's points in time in Monopoly where it's like, listen, it's gonna take like a half hour to an hour for you to actually win, but you're gonna win. Like there's a point of no return. Like, no, just keep playing. It's like, no, just stop. Like,
yeah, just concede defeat.
Like, just stop.
We know we lost. Like it was fun, but if we keep playing, it's gonna be boring. But
yeah,
like most of those games are partially skill, but like also just dice luck. Like I don't mind dice luck. That's the whole point of dice games. But Mario Party is just so much like, oh yeah, we're just gonna give this random guy a star because fuck it. And I'm just like, I cannot handle this. It makes me so mad.
Oh, there we go. I remember the name now. Chained Echoes.
There's just so much random star giving.
Chained
and I get
Echoes?
so frustrated by it. Because it's like you do
That's
good
another indie game,
and you win. They're like, well, but this guy took more steps than you, so he wins instead. What?
Oh.
What is this crap?
Yeah, because Chained Echoes is very much just, it really is just like a basic JRPG, mechanically, like the way the combat works and whatnot, but everything else about it just stands out a head and shoulders above the average indie like game you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the big differences is that you have your party on foot, and then they also have mechs.
Oh, nice.
That's a pretty big difference there. But yeah. Really, the thing is that they put so much effort into all the little things, like all these different little animations there, all these different set pieces, the environments, all this graphical stuff. You could say it's like fluff, but this, in terms of like what it does mechanically, but all of this is very valuable to me in terms of like finding good stuff, because if people come over to your house, they're gonna shave, they're gonna put on a decent shirt and stuff like that. If they want to make a good first impression, they're gonna put their best foot forward. They're not just gonna come over slovenly and just like say, "Hey, here it is."
Yep.
Well,
because people care about their product. They're gonna. Is that you, Whoopa?
Yeah,
that you?
That's me.
Yeah, if you want to present your product to people, you want to put your best foot forward in all aspects. You're going to put effort in, as much effort as you can, to everything. And that's what it feels for me. Is like some people just don't have the same kind of skill or effort put into their projects as something like Chained Echoes. Chained Echoes is one that I didn't even see initially, but I heard about after it came out, and people like it a lot. It gets rave reviews.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, very much.
And you can tell when they do the little things.
Yeah, like the little things matter a lot.
Right.
Look at this thing. This is a great thing. This is a great pixel art monster.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. And I think in some ways it can take a lot of more effort to make like a good looking game in an older style.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
And this one's called Hunt Down. Basically kind of like Contra. Old I wouldn't say old pixel graphics. This is very much new pixel graphics style.
Yeah.
This stuff you can't really do some of this because of like the 2.5D background mixing they have.
Oh,
That's one interesting thing is and I watched a video on Hollow Knight just the other day of how they built that. And they built it in a 3D game engine. It's just the camera's static. Because they have just 100 layers in like each room of just like all these different background objects and whatnot layered on top of each other to make a lively environment. Yeah, stuff like this. Definitely has intentional limitations like how the characters move and whatnot to make it feel more old school and just like the way graphics works, just like that explosion there. Very much trying to emulate the past, but all these like different graphical improvements in terms of just like fidelity make it really stand out and make it its own thing.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. I mean, anybody that likes that style should try that game out.
Yeah. Yeah, just like a decent, good old shoot 'em up, or both, I guess, side scrolling, whatever. I don't know actually what you call those. I guess just action games.
Yeah.
It's really hard. They aren't really that defined.
No.
Yeah.
Side scroller, shoot 'em up. Well, I don't know if
that's what I mean. It's like it's hard to call a shoot 'em up.
I get what you're saying.
Shoot 'em ups nowadays are really called by all the top-down ones where you're in a ship, just going around killing. Yeah, shoot 'em up has a very specific style people think of nowadays, so it's hard to call a shoot 'em up. That is what it is, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I mean, and have you guys had heard any rumors about the Switch upgrade that's coming?
I've seen the people talked about it. Who knows when we'll see it?
As long as it's backwards compatible, I'm in.
Oh yeah, if it's backwards compatible, I might as well just buy it like right away. No reason not to. Because I like my Switch. I have games I haven't finished on it yet. I don't have a bunch of games, but I've liked every single one I played.
Oh, nice. No, that's good. I'm always collecting physical for the Switch too. I
don't have any reason to buy the digital stuff. Seems like a bad investment.
Yeah.
Right as I put my phone down. Just a random text from Steam.
Steam?
Yeah, it's just telling me, it's like, hey,
come back on.
Hey, this game is on sale. It's like, all right.
Hey, we saw you looking at stuff.
Yeah. So we heard you're looking at a game.
Hey, kid.
Yeah. What are you buying? Fairtax says he loves the older Final Fantasy games and loving the Trail series.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The older stuff, some of the newer Final Fantasy stuff, the system is so real time and complex that it's almost not as fun. You didn't finish that one we got recently. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's like 8 games in the Legend of Heroes series.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're like a slightly newer RPG series. I don't actually remember when they started. I'm gonna look up the original one.
I went looking for Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky for PSP, and it's like $200, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because Trails in the Sky was the first one. I think it was actually it might have been before mid 2000s. It might have been early 2000s. Yeah, that was the first one, and I think there's just a bunch of them now. Let's see if Steam has a thing for like a bundle for all of them.
Yeah, it should have Trails of Cold Steel, I think.
Yes, it does. Man. But I don't see a big bundle. I guess I'll just look it up for Wikipedia.
Those Trails of Cold Steel games are so amazing.
Yeah, they're like really good.
They just like a lot of the used games. They're a lot of fun. I mean, it's funny when console gamers have told other people, "Oh, look at the PC people port begging." I'm like,
okay. I actually started before the PSP game. There was
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently there was Dragon Slayer: The Legend of Heroes back all the way. Looks like it was probably going to be SNES games. Let me see.
It's pronounced sneeze.
Yeah, it was on SNES. Yeah, SNES,
Super Nintendo,
PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and Windows.
You know, Pop Culture, you need to light a fire under Paul and get him to play something like Astro Boy. He needs to, it's funny to say, but that young man needs to learn to take his lumps. Even Whoopa take his lumps in games. He needs to learn to take his lumps, man.
Well, I know you remember me playing that Astro Boy.
Yes,
man,
I did.
man.
I was lurking.
Oh, that was just. I'm playing it and I'm just like, oh, this thing getting bigger, and oh no, it's filling up the whole screen, and I can't get out of the way.
Was it like the sun that was attacking you? It's like you have like 1/16 of the screen to stay on. Stay safe. That game was ridiculous.
So yeah, there have been 12 Legend of Heroes games since the 2004 game.
Jeez.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, are they all available here, or is it just Japan exclusive for some?
I think most of them should be available on Steam.
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna check out the 2 most recent ones, because it looks like PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 or 5, and Windows for the most recent.
The Final Fantasy 16 game. I saw some comments recently. They said, "What did they do? Just watch Game of Thrones and then just make a Final Fantasy game out of it?" It just kind of made me laugh. I've heard mixed things about that game, but I would probably want to play it on PC.
Yeah,
I'm not playing any Final. I'm not playing any Final Fantasy games until they end the series. Until then, it's just false advertising. This isn't the Final Fantasy. You're gonna make
Whoopa likes to say that all the time. Like, this is not the Final Fantasy we're looking for. Come on,
you guys lied to me.
There's nothing final about this. Serranos.
He didn't like my comments about Final Fantasy.
He was like, "I'm out. Done.
I'm out of here.
I'm raging.
I can't deal with this guy."
Joseph wants to know if any Legends of Galactic Heroes games were translated.
I doubt it. I really doubt it. I mean, they haven't even translated the Sword Art Online games, which is fine, but
really,
yeah, they haven't. No, they're still only subbed.
Figured that'd be a moneymaker there.
I know.
Drag Blocker.
Not as popular.
And a fancy 1 billion coming out this year.
Yeah,
that's great. It's great.
Like 16, I can't count.
16, man, come on, you can do it. There'll be 17, 18, 19. There'll be Final Fantasy 20.
My backlog is already big enough as it is.
It's all good.
I'm not sure.
I can see that.
Yeah,
your
we
internet
can hear you.
Yeah,
kind of popping out.
You're a little.
That's all right. We won't lose you yet.
Stuff.
I got.
Thanks, Comcast.
Comcast.
There's part of the letters I didn't include because they're a gotcha game and crossover fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, I would always tell people if you find some freaking gotcha game or something, just don't do your best not to go down that rabbit hole. If you really want to spend a little bit of money, I was like, I'm a big
on it by now.
Oh
damn!
Yeah, I know. It goes.
Is that the Arknights one?
Arknights for ones that came out.
Yeah, okay.
But as long as you're getting something out of it, man,
you didn't give him your.
The gameplay is definitely one. Not just a base RPG, and where you have to just grind your gear.
Grinds my gears.
Like you only need one. You don't need more.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The character got to get the maps upgraded.
I went down that.
Pop, did you not give him your talk?
It's a tower defense.
About the phone games.
Yeah.
It's
Silas doesn't come to my anime shows, so he can't hear that.
I went down that rabbit hole.
I don't wake up by 9.
You don't want, right? Yeah.
Because
I know I'm the weekend morning guy, so
that's
what I do.
Yeah. What time is the stream? Okay. All right, that's fine.
That's right.
I'll
Yeah.
check it out later. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, then by the time we're all doing something, then freaking pop culture's already sleeping, probably.
It's good old
Which is
5
fine.
p.m.
He's probably on a better sleep schedule than the three of us, so it's just.
I stay up till like 1 a.m. That's not even bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
I went to bed at 4 a.m. last night.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
10 p.m. for me, fellas.
Wow.
Nice. I set my alarm for to watch pop culture streams. I'm
when you get older,
I appreciate that.
It's an alarm.
Not sucking up at all there, Whoopa. I think we.
I guess there's that. Yeah. No, I will say since I did that, it helps because I would always like just sleep in and stay up too late on the weekends, and then come Monday, I was always late for work, which thankfully I didn't get in that much trouble because work sucks and they need me. So
they need you, man.
There you go.
Have to be there.
It's like you're not gonna get rid of me.
Well, I'm helping people out one guy at a time, just helping. But yeah, I mean, I'm up at 5 in the morning,
man.
like every weekday. So yeah,
there
you go.
Bro.
Like, guys are going to bed while I'm going to work. So.
probably some of us, yes.
Certain Demon are going to bed by the time you're going to work.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't always stay up that late, or else I would explode. One of my coworkers does the exact opposite, where he'll like go to bed right after work and then wake up at like 2 a.m. It's like, yeah, I got up at 2 a.m. It's like, oh, that's when I was sitting down for bed.
It's all good stuff, though.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Veritax, the song for your job is Anne Marie's hit "You Needed Me."
Oh,
there you go, Whoopa.
Yeah,
you needed me.
Oh, what Pop, while we're talking about streams, do you have, because I guess you didn't beat the game, but you're pretty much at the end. When are you getting to the end, or what's the next game? Do you know yet after
I was
Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga?
Actually, yeah, I was thinking of playing Simon's Quest Redacted.
Oh, Redacted. You're not going to play the,
No.
Yourself
I think I want to try that.
Yeah.
And because, October's coming up, it's going to be Halloween type of theme.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if I get into some Simon's Quest Redacted, might be a fun one.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
There we go.
Why not? Yeah, I saw Whoopa was playing interesting game. Puzzle game, and he was getting help from people. I'm like, yeah, but this is he has to wrap around the cord of the piece thing. Yeah,
I want to play that again. I haven't been streaming partly because August is the month from hell. I had so much shit to do. And then my connection was bad, so I was like,
that sucks, man. One day you're gonna have that solid connection, and you can feel like a lot of people in the community. Yes, I can finally stream the way I want to.
Yeah, Alex is the overnight guy.
Is the overnight guy. Yeah, we know that.
Oh yeah,
overnight.
Do they have good service over in Canada over there, Pops?
For internet?
For your internet, yes.
You know what? It's not bad. I do okay. We only have like 3 internet providers, though. Like we only have 3 telecommunications. You got Rogers, you got Shaw, you got Bell, and you can choose out of the 3 of them. Or there's Telus too. But yeah, you can do that. And I'm on I use a cellular hotspot because I'm on the outside of the city.
Yeah.
And it seems to do okay.
Nice. Well,
yeah. I'm gonna say I remember. I think most people I knew from Canada were either were non-prairies.
Okay, so living in Ontario or something like that, or
Ontario. I knew some Newfies, people around British Columbia. That was always fun because I think he was from Newfoundland, then moved.
Did they talk like this, Whoopa? Did they say to you, "Hey, I'm going out to the street there, by and gonna get in the boat there"?
Sometimes those, because I guess he was like he wasn't full Newfie, like he only lived there for a
Okay.
bit. But sometimes when he got going, because we'd play NHL together, and when people ticked him off, you could hear the Newfie come out. That was fun.
Oh yeah. What you talking about there, Hey, I'm gonna come over there to slap you with the codfish. Oh yeah,
That's great.
yeah, you know.
I know Dave was always like, "Man, this internet up here sucks." That's why I was. Like,
I'm
that's
sure
all
in
I
certain
know.
places.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? What's Veritax saying here? Sometimes you just love a game so much, with or without mods, you keep playing the darn thing, whether it is MS Solitaire or Harebrained Schemes, BattleTech.
I did.
Yeah.
That's funny because I did play a bunch of. At one point in time, I did play a bunch of MS Solitaire.
I mean, that's probably me with Fire Emblem here, because I mean, I played through Sacred Stones like 3 times already, and I'm gonna play through it like 16 more times.
It's just. I mean, I even downloaded the freaking mobile game and put money into it. It's like,
Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yes, dude. I know.
No, I didn't touch that.
I had fun with that, but it's like, no. It's like, stop! Don't put any more money.
I'd just rather play real Fire Emblem than the mobile game.
Oh, it's still.
You know how much you spent?
It's fun, but it's not. No, the other Fire Emblem games are better. Like Awakening is a great game.
I think Drag Blacker's got a good
Honestly,
idea.
Awakening is a pretty nice way to get into the series, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
There's definitely some silly parts that make it dumb to play when you know more about the mechanics, but it's pretty good to start with.
It's it's great.
It's really easy to abuse.
I'm not really interested in buying the new one. I know some people in this community have.
If you like Fire Emblem for the gameplay, you should.
I might.
The gameplay is truly top tier. It's one of the best.
I still need to play all of 3 Houses.
You do not need to play all 3 Houses. If you've beaten at least one route, you're good.
Yeah. Well,
I like rotating.
I would recommend doing both the Blue Lines and the Crimson Flower, but otherwise, you just really don't. You don't need to play through it 4 times. You definitely don't.
Wow.
Because there's 4 different routes technically, even though one of the routes is really, or 2 of the routes are basically the same.
The strategy stuff in that, and then of course, if you like the Dynasty Warriors game, you get that Fire Emblem Warriors game is fun.
I didn't want to get the 3 Hopes. Get the 3 Hopes. That's way better.
Did you like that one better? I played the demo.
Is far better.
It was fun, but I was like, I don't think I need this. I already have 3 Houses, and I have Fire Emblem Warriors.
3 Hopes has a different story. That's what makes it really good. Is the fact that there's a lot of different story stuff in there. If you like the 3 Houses setting, you absolutely need to play the 3 Hopes, or at least the story stuff.
I'll think about it. I bought some games recently, man. I'm like, here comes
I was gonna say, if you don't have the time to play through it, I think it's a better game than the original Warriors easily. But also, the fact is the story is very fun to get into. And like I said, if you don't have the time for the game or just don't want to pay the money to buy it, look up the story stuff because you'll like it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I also recommend, if you guys like platform games, and it just recently came out for PC, is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That game's a lot of fun. Just make sure to run it on an SSD. That's what they recommend. So it's a lot of fun though. But
that's where you're mistaken. I own only SSDs.
Well, I need to go back to SSDs now, so at some point I'll upgrade my computer again. But
I joke, but I have like a 500 gigabyte hard drive. I want to replace like a 4 gigabyte hard or a 4 terabyte hard drive.
Ooh,
makes sense.
Ooh.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Because I need more space for my memes folder.
I
don't think you're that far off, Woopa.
No. He knows your secret. Dun dun dun. No.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
The one game I go back to play a lot of was Valkyria Chronicles #4.
Oh, I have that. I need to get back to that.
Excellent game.
I remember what I played from that. I really liked it. It's just.
Yeah,
I think I talked about it with you before, Pop. I tried to get in those first ones. Like I bounced off on the tank. It was just like this felt really stupid, like a really stupid mission.
Oh, I know, and the tank
first tank mission. I assume there's others, but the first tank mission.
I got frustrated too. I had to actually look up what I had to do to get through it, because it really wasn't very clear as to what needed to be done. You're trying to get away from this giant tank.
Even if I kind of knew what I was supposed to do, I still didn't know what exactly I needed to do to actually beat it.
Yeah,
there's some games like that where like I try not to look stuff up, but sometimes like, oh man, I have to. And you look it up, it's like, that's what I have to do. What? Like I would have thought of that.
I know. I hate that, and it's like that's why I was asking Pop Culture the other day when I was watching his stream. It was like, oh. And let me guess, they're going to make you go back to the beginning. Yeah. And load states are nice, but I still say, I will always say this, just like some other people in this community, that people are going to take their lumps. They're going to play these hard games and they're going to take their lumps and they're going to figure it out. But I just laugh when Pop Culture told me recently, he's like, it's taking a little bit too long. It's like, come on, man, just get in there.
I don't have the time to not save scum.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't spend an extra like 3 hours playing this one level because I'm not going to save scum through it.
Yeah, maybe I would if I wasn't on stream, but it's because I'm streaming. I want to make it's got to be entertaining for the people who are watching.
Oh,
so
I know.
Like,
I know.
If they watch a guy go over the same thing over again, it's
You'd be surprised, dude. They loved the pain. I went through freaking what was it, a few years ago back on Twitch. Actually, it's been a little bit more than a few years ago. I was like, hey, let's play Uncharted 4 on Crushing. Oh, no, I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake, yeah. And there was one part I died over, I don't know how many times. It was crazy. And people just, they want to stay there and watch your pain. Enjoy your pain. I don't know. It just
sick little monkeys.
I know.
The one like
I do that for me. I'm not gonna go through that. I'm just gonna play something else, or I'm gonna cheat.
I think some things like that one boss fight you had, I feel like that's just bad game design sometimes, where it's like where the 2-stage bosses.
And the thing is, that's
especially has to. Well, especially like the timing of it. I kept noticing with Pop Culture, you got to jump right then, and you have to make sure Mario and Luigi jump at the same time.
Timing.
It's just the timing all the time, the timing, and it's very precise, and you can't try to find another way around it. It's very precise, and you just have to keep jumping. It's crazy.
And a lot of it, they intentionally make it super hard so it takes longer to beat the game.
Yes, that's dumb.
I could see that.
Well, like especially because like
nowadays, unless that's the type of game specifically. But that was so much more common back before, like the 360 era, basically. That kind of stopped about then by the PS3 360. People stopped doing that, but PS2 it was still around.
It bothered me with that specifically, like that Balwetta fight, just because it's like if you, no matter what happens in the first stage, if you pass the first stage, you start the second stage with both your guys at 1 HP. Like it'd be one thing if it's like, hey, you have to carry over, but it's like no matter what you do in that thing, if you've beaten it, like you go back to the same starting situation the next time. That bothers me. It's like, I don't know. That was kind of the thing. It's like that's a dumb. Why would the game do
cheap?
That?
It's cheap move.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna push the whole crusade that Paul needs to learn to take his lumps more like a man in gaming. Don't you agree, Whoopa? Yep.
Yeah. We'll start. Should we start a campaign there, Cash, to get him to play Astro Boy for the GBA?
Yes, we should. We can talk about it on Twix. Yes.
Come on, Paul, get on there. You know, I've played it. I've beaten it. You can do it too.
That game looked like a nightmare. I remember just watching. It's like
I know. It's like
I was like, what the heck are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
I still remember, I don't remember which one it was too. I remember there's like so many hard boss fights, and then there's one where it was like, oh really? Like there's so many hard ones, and there's one that was like, "Oh, this is easy." Why?
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like it belongs.
Well,
I just fought the sun, and then now this one.
Yeah. Well, Paul thinks that he's what was his one of the thing? Oh yeah, he says he's going to be playing Dark Souls 3. I was like, oh boy, man. You sure you're ready for that? Yeah.
I want to see him play that. That'd be fun.
Me too. You're gonna take your lumps, young man. You're gonna like it.
Listen here, young man. Take your lumps. Yeah, no, that's Dark Souls and Dead Souls and whatever
I
else.
love Dark Souls, but it's also intentionally hard, and there's good intentionality into it in terms of what you need to overcome to beat a boss. Also, I got this here. I think saw this random video that popped on my feed. I'll probably watch it later, but I was just skimming through. I was like, he really needs to shave that little bit there. That doesn't look good.
Yeah,
it's not a good look for you.
Trimmed up. Come on now.
I say I grow that part in the beard. You gotta shave.
I was gonna say you can't keep that. It looks wrong.
It looks dumb because
you look like a beaver.
Yep.
Yeah. Keep those lines trimmed nice and square. You know.
Yeah, because it doesn't look good, especially like. I guess mine doesn't go up that high. Exactly, but it's close. But it's like the cheeks just have like all this fuzz, and it's like this looks dumb. I always hate. Sometimes I forget to like look in the mirror before I leave for work.
You're like, damn.
And then you get to work, like washing my hands, looking like, oh shit, I look stupid.
See, I don't have that trouble because I have to be clean shaven. We have to be at a moment's notice. We have to be able to put on a respirator in case there's a deadly leak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Yeah, it's all in the name of safety, and my wife likes it too. So,
yeah. Actually, does even like stubble?
That's the most
like even
thing.
just like short hair get in the way?
So I shave once every 2 days. So
okay, so you can have it a little bit.
A little bit of stubble is fine; it'll still make a seal. But if I let it go any further than that, it's gonna be
if the hairs actually start curving around, then it's a problem.
Yes, they're gonna send you home, or they're gonna be like, no, you gotta shave.
Do they have on-site shaving kits? You know,
you'd have to bring your own.
When I worked,
more punishing if they had just a communal razor, just like, hey,
ouch! Those plastic Bics. That's what they used to do where I was at.
I had a job at a gas station that made us be clean shaven, and I always forgot. And also, like,
gas station, I would go to because of the pumps.
I think it's just because of the food. But like, I say that I don't think.
Oh, it's so funny. I mean, I was working food service just like last week. They did not enforce any of that. They said that specifically you could have like a full goatee.
They enforced like I say that it really depended because I went around to stores. Some stores did not care at all, and then some stores were like, "You need to shave." And I kept forgetting. And also, like, some people's requirements were like, "Yo, you need to shave." And I'm looking at myself like, "Really? This is nothing."
You ain't seen nothing yet,
right? Like this does not count. But I ended up learning how to shave without shaving cream with those like little plastic razors because there were so many times where I'm like, like you need to shave, and I'm like, what do I do? You know, I'm not gonna just go into the public bathroom and get the shaving cream out. So I had to like buy a package and keep it with me and just shave with the little plastic razors.
I think they just wanted you to spend money in the store.
Maybe. I mean, those things, the little plastic bags were not that expensive, but they might have. I got to eat enough free food anyway. It worked out. It's like, we did this one time because even our assistant manager would do it at one of the stores was like would make a whole pizza and then be like, oh, this is bad, and just sit back there and eat
it. I can't say that I haven't done the same at least once a week.
Oh, can't serve this to people. Nom nom.
Well,
I actually put sauce on it. Oopsie. That's they asked for no sauce. Oops, I gotta send it back after I put it on the grill.
Yeah, no, that happens a lot. And it's like some of the food is easy. Like, it depends. We had the hot dogs that we had on the those things you did not want like late.
Don't touch them.
It's like because I think our standard was 4 hours. So after it's 4 hours on the roller, that thing's nasty. But like the pizza was like, okay, we make this pizza and we put it in the thing, put it in the warmer, and after an hour.
How long does it actually take to cook a hot dog, anyways?
Not that long.
Why don't you just like have like 1 or 2 hot dogs on there like every 30 minutes?
We have some rushes. That's how it goes. But also, people have low standards.
Yeah.
This is what I shave with right now. Like I switched over from using
the straight razor,
the Gillette, those ones because they're too expensive. $20 for 4 razors, where I can get 100 of the ones that go in this thing for $20.
Yeah, straight razors are pretty nice.
So and they last me for
straight safety razor
2 years.
And those replacement blades are so cheap.
I'm not that picky, so I just use an electric one. I just run it into the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can find some good electric ones that can cut well.
Yeah, and the electric ones, like
I don't have the high standards, so as long as it's like mostly gone, it's like
the highest.
That's good enough.
I don't have the high standards. But yeah, this is what goes in there, right? Double-edged razor.
Wow.
Yep. Well, my work doesn't care now. Like,
imagine just holding that in your fingers and trying to cut your face.
Well, this is a double-edged razor. You're talking about a straight razor. Like that. We're talking
old.
Or maybe am I thinking of a different thing?
Those things honestly scare me.
Oh,
like
that
you cut your neck open with that.
Like you are.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that's the razor.
That's not what I was thinking of. The double razor. I especially don't like those now because I was just watching a show where the guy just killed people with that, and now it's like, ooh.
Yeah, really. That's what I think too. Like, I couldn't imagine using that because it looks like you could kill somebody with that or yourself accidentally.
Oh yeah, it's like, ugh.
Look at that. Like you gotta be careful, right? You're
oh yeah,
you're bleeding out on the floor if you nick yourself.
Yeah, just like do a big slice through your cheek.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah.
Would not recommend.
do not recommend. Yeah, 0 out of 10.
But if you're a mobster,
yeah, that's right.
Whoop-ha! Plus, you can flip it out. You'd look really cool.
You gotta whack the rusty razor along the side of the road there. Yeah, a corn pop. Put a razor in a rain barrel for 3 days. Knock it on the curb.
That's where you sharpen it on. You sharpen it on that strap there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of interesting how that works. You could use leather to sharpen things like that.
It's amazing, yeah, because you wouldn't think so, but I guess the blade is so fine.
It just takes a little bit of abrasion. That's it.
Yeah. Drag Blacker, leave the razor, take the cannoli.
I'm gonna get some water.
Okay.
Water.
Is some water.
Yeah, it depends.
Before shave.
I agree. It does depend on the season. Like I don't shave nearly as much in the winter. Both my face and my head.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
because like in the summer, it's just so freaking hot. You don't want I'm already balding,
you don't want.
And I look good enough with my head shape is not weird. There are some people when they go bald, it's like, oh, I feel bad for you.
They have coconuts. Yeah.
Thankfully, my head does not look bad shaved, so I can shave it there and it'll look okay. But I do that especially in the summer because it's just if you have to spend any time at all outside, like you want to go to a baseball game or just want to go for a walk or go on a trip or something, you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
And so hello, Mike. Nice to see you.
Oh,
from Pacific 414. Mike's in the chat. Good to see you. There is a pinned invitation if you want to hop on, Mike. You're always welcome.
We've covered a lot of topics already, Mike. So
we're all over the place. Right now it was shaving. So
yeah, shaving. We went from shaving to video games to complaining about media and
I think you got that reversed, but you got the topics.
That's shit.
You got the topics, yes.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's what I say. And I think it's more important to talk about what we like rather than what we don't like. It's more pleasant that way, and you can spread it to other people and be like, "Hey, this is something I enjoyed," and I hope
it's not about destroying what you hate; it's about saving what you love.
Yep, it's not going to benefit us to just yell and scream about media that we're annoyed about.
God, I hated that. Never mind. All right. I forgot. Thanks, Uranus. I forgot that moment existed until you just brought it up.
I'll never forget that one.
Oh, but and there was a video out there too. Hang on. Yeah, you guys go ahead. I gotta find this thing.
All right.
Saving What We Love from The Last Jedi. That one, is that what you're talking about? The scene Whoopa loves.
Scene Whoopa loves Last Jedi. That's fine, man.
The scene Whoopa is so ingrained in his memory.
We won't hold
it. Enjoy it again
next time. We won't hold it against you, man. If you like the sequels,
there is no war in Ba Sing Se.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, this is it here.
One of my coworkers genuinely likes that movie, which is like
it's fine. But does that person also like Empire Strikes Back?
Are you also going to be asking questions for your friend who's having girl problems? Is that the same person at work?
Oh,
you're asking questions for him on Reddit. It's definitely not you.
Excuse me.
No. Oh, I see what you're saying.
There's this person at work that likes Last Jedi. This is just somebody at work.
Yeah, it's not me.
Not me. I swear.
So have you seen this one?
School. You just don't know.
No.
Have you seen this one, Serranos? The 3-episode rule is stupid, and you should stop doing it.
Oh snap!
No, unless he's going to advocate, you can figure it out in one episode just fine. I disagree.
So this is something I wanted to Blaine to watch on his channel, but we can do it here.
We'll watch on Blaine's stream too, because he won't watch this because he's asleep.
He's asleep right now. Yeah.
Who knows what Blaine's doing? What he ate here, so we're gonna watch it again there.
I invited him. He said he's working today though. So.
Yeah, he's working on some fudge rounds, getting that off his welfare check. That's why he didn't like the song. Okay. He knows good and well that you can get that with EBT. I did not hear it at all.
You guys can't hear it?
Did you share screen instead of share tab?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on.
Yeah, you should be able to search share just the tab. Or you can try sharing the window if that doesn't work, because you should be able to share your browser window.
You should just come to my house and share it with me over.
Okay, let's try this. Tell me if you guys can hear it or not.
I wasn't that into it. It wasn't really my thing, to be honest. What? So you stopped after 1 episode? No, dude. 3-episode rule. What is that? You know, it's the thing where you have to watch at least 3 episodes of a show before you drop it.
I think he does argue for the opposite, yeah. That you can just drop it immediately, honestly.
That is fair.
Yeah, he does argue for both. I've watched the whole thing, and he goes through and says, yeah, you can just drop it, or you can... watch your.
Yeah, no, there are shows that it's pretty obvious they're bad, like the 7 Spellblades. It's just drop it. It's terrible. It's like, why would you bother watching more? You know it's going to be bad. Yeah, there's no reason to watch 2 more episodes of it. That's 40 minutes of your time you spend talking to friends.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think some of the things too. It's like people have genres or storylines that they like and stuff that they're like, it's not really for me. So like, you can usually tell that stuff right away. It's like, I'm not gonna like this. I'm like, what? You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's
like, I know I'm not going to like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Really wasn't that into it. I don't know if 2 more episodes is really gonna change my mind. No, dude, come on. You have to watch it, man. You have to. Dude, you have to watch up to episode 3. Come on, 3 episode rule. 3 episode rule. Come on, just 3 episodes. You'll love it. You're gonna love it so much. Please, I promise, dude.
Hamster.
When is it okay to
the hamster dance?
to drop?
I think really, if you're not enjoying a show by like 4 episodes, you probably should drop it.
Yeah.
If there's a very specific reason you're watching it, you should probably not try to push through. If it's like 1/3 of the way through the series and you're not like it, you should drop it by episode 4. Like I've watched 4 episodes, you're like, that's pretty solid. Just get rid of it. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Well, like Alex Moore says too, but it gets better after episode 6.
It's better.
That shouldn't have to take that long.
277.
Oh. Yeah, that's weird.
No, I mean, I give a good example is Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
You made those words up.
No, it takes 30 episodes, and then people are like, "Yeah, it gets better after the 30th episode." And it's like,
no.
Why did it take that long?
Right.
Why did it take that long?
That is suspicious.
I don't watch Reborn anyway.
That is the big question of this video. Okay, let's get this out of the way first. The answer is not 3 episodes. That's just fucking stupid. Sure, it can work sometimes as a decent litmus test, especially since most shows these days are single cores, so that means 3 out of like 12 episodes can be a decent trial sometimes.
Yeah,
but even so, it's not a good universal rule to apply to everything. Because different shows have different lengths, different pacing, different third thing that I haven't thought of yet, but you get the point. So obviously the real answer to the big question is, it depends.
Wow.
Well, there you go. So far, so it seems he's like, yes, it depends.
What a great video. I'm so glad I watched that video. Anyway, back to what I was doing before.
Okay, we can do a bit better than that. I pretty much like to think of it like there's 2 philosophies, which makes it sound a little too serious for an anime video, so we're gonna call it 2 guys. Guy 1 says that every show has its own unique number of episodes that you should watch before considering if you want to drop it or not. But generally speaking, the longer a show is, the more likely that you'll want to watch more episodes before making your decision. So that's the common case, you know, One Piece, watch until the Arlong Park arc, Naruto, watch the Chunin exams, Bleach, Soul Society arc, and Hamtaro when they meet Skyham, whose dream is to cross the sky.
Yeah.
Skyham arc.
Episode 260. Jeez.
Never watched that anime. Is it any good?
I think you saw the best part right there. I think that's it. I don't think you can watch it.
I mean, I don't know how long those episodes are, but they can't be half-hour long ones.
They look cute, so I think you should watch it.
Is that right?
That's all that matters.
That's the reason. Okay.
If Paul plays Astro Boy, Cash, you got to watch Hamtaro.
Okay. I'll do Hamtaro.
Drag Blacker.
Ask Lord Crit about it.
Drag Blacker, did you watch Hell's Paradise? Just a innocent question I'm throwing out there. Just curious, you know.
I didn't watch Hell's Paradise.
I don't know what that is.
Cash?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah,
somebody just came in and told me something. What did you say?
I just wondered if you ever watch Hell's Paradise?
No.
I was gonna say probably not. That's fine.
You're better off, I think.
Am I?
Don't watch it.
Which includes Hamtaro, by the way. Each of these series has like 1 million episodes, and it's honestly very unlikely that the first 3 are going to contain any huge mind-blowing moments that are going to make you fall in love with the show. And for these long shonen series, that can be a crazy commitment of your time. Like, I remember absolutely hating Black Clover when I was watching it at the start, and it took something like 30 episodes before I was even convinced that it was worth it. So if we consider an episode...
No, because the beginning of Black Clover is complete garbage.
Oh, okay. I did not know
the
that.
beginning of Black Clover sucks. You can just like skim through it and then actually start watching the good stuff. If you want to like watch Black Clover, just like get a little story summary and then actually start watching it the first arc. That's worthwhile.
I've heard good things about it. I have watched the other one.
There are people like about it, but don't even bother watching it start. It just sucks.
Oh. News to me.
Damn.
Yeah. That's the way. I mean, I would say it's not the same for One Piece. You should watch the beginning of One Piece because it's decent.
Yeah, it definitely helps you understand the entire rest of the story.
Black Clover is very different. Black Clover just has a bunch of trash and slow garbage. And like, you know, Dragon Ball, honestly, I started just watching Dragon Ball randomly one day. I didn't ever get too far into it, but I was like, yeah, this is decent.
I think Whoopa should watch High School DxD. That's what I think you should do.
He'd like that.
I don't know what that is.
It just gets weird.
I played it from one of my beach episodes.
Oh, is that the one with all the names?
Oh yeah,
it's the
I will go back.
Never mind. I love that anime. I'll watch it.
It's that last season that starts. It starts getting very repetitive. Some of the animes, especially if they have the harem in there, they can get repetitive, and you're like, I've seen this 5 times already. Like, is
the
same thing?
And the thing is, I'm pretty sure like Hero was the last one released.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
it was,
and that's when you're talking about
or something. Yeah, I think there's been about 4 or 5
because it
seasons.
retconned the previous season DXC Born.
Yeah, they just I'm like, what are you
It's really
guys
funny.
doing? They started going the option. It's like, oh, he's got to fight for his woman again, and it's like, didn't he just do this last season? Like, it's just like
it's very silly.
It's Rise of the Shield Hero. It was very good. I thought it was.
Rise of the Shield Hero is pretty bad, honestly.
Season 2 though was, I liked season 1 a lot. This whole thing about this underdog, but
season 1 was definitely better.
Season 2 was just like, oh, he's a badass now. So it's like, well, where is the stepping stone? Where how is he gonna grow as a character? Now he's already badass, and I was like,
yeah, we mentioned Blaine before. He liked season 1 a lot more than I did, and he was willing to watch season 2. I dropped at the end of season 1. I was like, this is just not gonna get better from here.
I watched an episode of season 1. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna give it 3 episodes. Just season 2, excuse me. Yeah,
that's the same way for Blaine. He just like he saw the turtle.
It's like, no.
Oh, and hello, Deathwish. Welcome.
Let's keep going.
We're just chatting away here and watching this video of this fella. The 3-episode rule for anime. Let's see
Black
what
Clover
he says.
openings is a felony. That comes out to 690 minutes or 11 and a half hours of watching this fucking show before I even thought it was okay. Here are some things that take less time than that. Getting a good night's sleep, getting certified for CPR, flying to Egypt, or watching 2 entire 12-episode long anime, followed by watching the entire Barbie movie, and then taking a 23-minute long shit. Yeah, it's a long time. Okay, moving away from the long shonens, let's look at some more examples from shorter shows. Steins Gate. Pretty classic example of a show that changes drastically in plot and tone partway through the series, and a lot of people will tell you that if you're not having a good time with it at the start, to wait until that shift happens. On the other side of things, there's also plenty of shows where you honestly really only need one episode.
He's got like that Persona music going in the background.
Recommendations because it's only like
every
20 minutes
YouTuber.
every
YouTuber has
and if you
Persona
don't like
music.
what you see, you probably won't like the rest either.
Every
a lot
YouTuber
of
uses
simpler,
Persona music.
low-stakes shows from genres like comedy, slice of
I
life,
didn't know
and
that.
cute girls doing cute things pretty much tell you exactly what you're gonna get from the show.
Yeah,
from the
they take
first
one
episode
episode.
alone. Obviously, this is aside from the fact that you'll still get some big moments here and there, but more or less I'd argue that the show's probably not going to deviate very heavily from what you saw at the start. So these are shows like K-On!, Konosuba, Eurocamp, Sleepy Princess, which I always have to shout out because it's my avatar.
Konosuba,
Sleepy Princess
one
is
episode
worth
trial
watching.
shows. If you don't like the
Konosuba is one of the best. Period.
It's a funny show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd say
recommend
Konosuba is
that
just one of the best comedies. It's exactly what I want.
beginning, you're probably
I agree with
not
the
gonna
Sleepy Princess and Demon Castle. Solid show, funny.
I've never heard of it.
It's a little bit repetitive, honestly, more so than something like Konosuba. Konosuba has more just new gags popping up all the time in situations. But Sleepy Princess and Demon Castle is always the same thing. The princess has just like things she wants for her like cell, quote unquote, that she's able to get out of at any time. But she just wants to have a good night's sleep.
Oh.
And she sees whatever random thing and she goes to find it somewhere in the castle, like a better pillow, better bed, a nice chandelier, nightlight. Yeah, it's a fun show. I wouldn't call it amazing, but I like it. Yeah.
Okay. It's fun, right?
Yes.
There you go.
change your mind because they do this one really funny joke in season 2 episode 8. Save your time. But it's not just the slice of life comedy shows either. There's even shows that are more complex or action-packed, where episode 1 also happens to be a great representation, where they have an incredibly enticing premise and hook all contained and compacted.
How dare you speak that on my channel?
They don't need to show you everything right away, but what they do tease through episode 1 should make you go, Link Click is a great example of this. Same thing with Psycho-Pass and Odd Taxi. And I noticed a bit of a pattern with these shows in particular, and how they form great single episode trials. These 3 shows that I just named are shows
for Odd Taxi?
Yeah, Odd Taxi.
I've never watched that. You recommend it?
Okay. What it really does is it has a lot of characters that have intersecting narratives. They have stuff they're trying to do. They're all their individual people, and then they just end up having to come together, or they end up crossing paths for various reasons. It's really, really good. It has a very live world.
Oh.
where the premise and plot elements introduced at the beginning offer a lot of mystery and questions for the viewer.
Also, for a genre, I'd say it's like a
Link
little bit of a
Psychopaths
crime drama focused around this taxi driver who just happens to interact with all these different people and gets stuck in the middle.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely recommend to anyone.
Really unique and interesting premises, namely the whole photograph-based time travel thing, and the Dominator, which that name has aged very strangely. But in both cases, episode 1 shows you what's capable in a story about this thing or that thing. You're seeing some of the potential. And because of that, you're like, wow, that's an interesting premise. There's so many things you could probably do with this idea, and I want to see where it's going to go. The show is letting you imagine what's possible in the later episodes, and that idea that is planning in your head is basically your indicator for whether you find this show worth your time or not. Because if you don't really give a fuck about the moral and the psychological implications of a gun named after a sex thing, after being shown clips...
I want to say that there was also a Dominator in Unreal Tournament. So
yes.
Is it a similar type of weapon or is it just a name?
It like, I think it. Nope, sorry, that's the Redeemer. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I was like, because they've had a similar kind of thing where it just like makes them explode.
Yeah, it was like a nuke, like a portable nuke. You'd get it, and it was a one-shot.
Same.
into jelly, then hey, I don't know if there's anything that could convince you to watch the rest of this show. Odd Taxi does this as well. Just swap out the sci-fi and the time travel shit for a good old-fashioned mystery with a really interesting method of storytelling. The same idea applies here. You get shown just enough in the first episode that you're supposed to be really curious about what's coming next. And if it doesn't work by then
really
it doesn't work,
stuff.
and it's probably not for you. But yeah, back to the original subject. Every single show I've mentioned so far is one where I would not recommend doing the 3-episode rule. Therefore, yeah, this rule fucking sucks. But hang on. Did you forget? There's a second guy. Did you forget about him? Don't tell me you forgot about Guy 2. To recap, Guy 1 says that each show has its own unique number of episodes that effectively acts as the show's teaser, where you can get a good idea for whether you want to continue watching or not. But Guy 2 says, drop the show whenever the fuck you want. You can drop it at episode 3. You can drop it at episode 300. You can even drop that shit after 30 seconds if the vibes weren't quite right for you.
That's
now,
pretty based.
Guy once
I gotta say that's super based. Because for me, it's like, that's what I do. I will drop shows in 4 minutes. Like, I could tell it's just like, it's obviously bad. I'm not gonna keep watching it. I will drop it in minutes because it's just one of those shows. I'll give it a little bit, then I'm like, I shouldn't have opened the tab. It wasn't worth it. I regret it.
I shut down my computer now.
I dropped the one I always point is I dropped Devilman Crybaby with like 3 episodes left because I just didn't care to finish it.
Oh wow.
Because I was like, yeah. So I really just got tired of the main antagonist guy just being so evil, and it was just it did not interest me. I was like, oh god, this is boring.
Fair enough, yeah.
I realized I committed something that I didn't like, and I was just done.
Number thing is very subjective. I think the shows that I've talked about so far are the easy examples. But let's look at, say, Kaguya. What's the number? First episode, because it's a rom-com? Maybe, but I've heard lots of people say that the jokes weren't really hitting for them at the start.
Probably like 3 episodes.
Got better later. Yeah. So how much later? Episode 5? 10? Season 2, Season 3, everyone has a different answer. I personally really liked it from the start, so for me, it's episode 1. But it's easy to understand how others might not agree. So how do you deal with this much subjectivity? You just kind of have to accept it, which is tricky, because Guy 2 is the one who will get people riled up, especially if they're really into the show, like really into the show. Because if your friend is a Deku Todoroki shipper for life, they will demand that you watch My Hero up to season 2, episode whatever, after they do their cube explosion fight and become very close friends. Ooh, let's take a look at Steins Gate again.
I don't think that ever happened.
Some crazy shit happens after episode.
Aren't really friends. They're
not.
They don't like each other, but they're not even really hang out.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. There is no like getting closer.
I think that's a meme, but
the guy hates.
Yeah,
the guy hates
that's
the other guy.
Oh, I don't think they hate each other. No, I don't think they really care that much.
Sorry, not Todoroki.
We're not talking about his dad. Bakugo, yes. He was talking about Todoroki.
Yeah, Todoroki. Right. The fire and ice guy. Right.
There's there's a lot more reasons
We
to
know
say that Bakugo and Deku are friends, honestly.
It's weird.
Things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
a
your
lot more.
childhood.
There's a lot more care for each other if like Bakugo's a total asshole. There's definitely a lot more interpersonal relationship there, and more stakes they had to each other.
And that reminds me, we bought season 5, parts 1 and 2 to watch. So Mrs. Mechanic and myself will be watching that sometime soon.
Oh,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I dropped.
It'll take quite a while.
Like 4 seasons.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Boo.
Damn.
Throw tomatoes at him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I guess I've done that before, not with anime.
I'm guy too. Because I was reading ahead in the manga up to basically where Shigaraki got ultra power up, and I was just like, "This is stupid as shit. I hate this." It killed It killed Red, yeah, because I read up and I killed any enjoyment I had for the show. I was like, okay, they're gonna be going to this is so stupid. I can't take this seriously.
See, I know people come after me with torches and stuff and pitchforks when I tell them that they should have stopped Bleach after Aizen got defeated. They should have been that should have been good enough. Okay, end it. But nope.
Yeah.
They went way too far.
That's one thing, and I mean, I'm saying this as a person who barely knows stuff. I'm just talking my ass because it's fun. It seems like from what I hear from a lot of people who watch anime, that's a very similar thing that they have a problem with, like the West does, where they like don't know when to stop stuff. It seems like a lot of episodes I've heard a lot of people say, this went on too long. Seems like a common complaint, not like about everything, just like about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I say, I did get into Bleach and stuff like that and got to know it. But then, yeah, after a while, it was like, okay, well, this is getting a little ridiculous now.
Yeah, it's just like stuff like Mock and Key. It's like, okay, I get it. The guy, he's a pervert. All right, he's in high school. He's doing perverted things. Oh, the girls are perverts too. Oh, they fight and stuff. Like, okay, this is cool. But then it just keeps recycling over and over and over again. And he's like, I'm done with this. And then you tell a friend of yours that, and he gets all mad at you. How dare you? Let's show his breasts. I'm like, and is that really the only big thing about that Mock and Key? That I mean, it's
they're big. I could tell you that.
They are.
They're big.
But it's just funny, like, you know, that's fine. But it's just so funny how mad he got about it. I said I got bored of that. Well, you know what?
Did you watch it with your pants down?
Seriously.
Did you watch it while you're holding your Johnson?
And you might think differently.
It's just like a lot of this stuff. Like when it starts recycling like that, it's the same situation over and over and over again for a few episodes. I'm like, I don't think I can watch this anymore. They're just doing the same situations over again. I want them to do something differently.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Before getting there, and that the stuff before is a bit more slice of lifey, a bit slower, you know how it goes. I personally loved all of it, but not everyone's gonna be that way. So if your friend is watching it and is bored to tears by the beginning, Guy 1 says stick it out until episode because the show will completely change once it gets there. But on the other hand, is nearly half of the show. That's a lot!
Yeah, if
don't
you
say it's not a lot. It's a
you
lot.
can't just
I'd
push
argue that
yourself through it, silly.
Yeah. Why force yourself if you're not having a good time?
Yeah, dude, there's no reason for it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's just like, oh, what am I supposed to get mad at people because they don't want to try Arcane or they tried it and they didn't like it?
Yes.
I will get mad at somebody if they don't like Arcane, yeah.
I don't like Arcane. No, just kidding. I never watched that. What?
I mean, I think Whoopa probably, like when I used to always say
finding your location, Whoopa.
How dumb Pokemon was. He probably throw like rocks at me and stuff. Where's that guy? Where's that guy? What did he say about Pokemon? I'm gonna throw some rocks at his head.
I do that a lot. That's to me. If people don't like Pokemon, that's fine.
I know.
No, I always get mad at people. They're like, when they give dumb reasons for not liking.
Yeah, they do. They're like, this is they go like, this is shit. And
like
you go,
that's
well,
one thing that's like, I can't understand why people would like these older games, especially with these crappy graphics. It's like, dude,
I know
thing
they're
is-
like,
It's mostly
Oh.
how it's not like their
Yeah.
opinion; it's how they describe it. Usually,
Yes,
like they
yes.
can dislike something for any reason, really.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I saw just the other day. I think it was like Summit 1G, a streamer was saying, "Is like, I'm sorry I didn't like your or I'm sorry I didn't like your space game." When he was
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
that he didn't like Starfield, I was like, that's such a stupid way of putting
No,
it. It's such a terrible criticism.
I admit I did that with
It's
Lofty
that
once.
lecture nonsense.
Well, that one time he was on when we were when Blaine was streaming, and it was like we were reading something on Twitter. I'm like, that's like the most disingenuous take. And then he like went on and explained it. I'm like, okay, now that you've said that, even if I disagree, I understand where you're coming from. But when you shit posted on Twitter, that was a really bad take.
Yeah.
No, it's probably still a bad take.
It was still a bad take. It was like, at least I understand what you're saying. I can respect it. Before it's like, you're just being a jerk.
Yeah.
Appeal of a show is not just the big moments. Build-up is just as important too. A lot of the time, the huge story beats won't hit nearly as hard if you're not also invested in the stuff that came
It was
before.
Demon
Like with
Slayer,
big
wasn't
character
it?
moments or reveals that depend on knowing like 300 pages of a backstory for a particular character. So when that big moment comes, a viewer who didn't give a shit about anything before is not gonna suddenly change their mind and give a shit now. Another thing is that the early episodes' tone and atmosphere are also really important aspects of a lot of shows that can't be ignored. One Piece in episode 1000, at its core, is still more or less just as goofy and silly, if not more goofy and silly, compared to the first arc. And to a ton of people, that's one of the things that makes the series really enjoyable. But to others, going through all of that would be absolute hell, even if there are a lot of really great moments on the way there. Same goes for a more serious show like Fate Zero or a quieter show like Boot Camp. It doesn't have to matter much if there's a particular...
What? Fate Zero? Okay. Serranos likes Fate Zero.
Yeah, Fate Zero is good.
Fate Zero is pretty cool. Yeah.
I just like the.
But this guy
Well,
isn't this
Fate in
guy just
general.
also just I don't know. It's just it seems like he's just going in circles. It's like isn't it pretty simple? If you like the show, you like the show. If you don't like the show, you don't like the show.
No,
It's
he's trying to
nothing-
explain. No, he's trying to
I
explain
know.
why the idea is dumb.
Yeah,
You
the
should-
three
you should
episode
really-
I get that.
You really
but I
should drop
just-
stuff just whenever. He really should just drop it anytime.
I get
Also,
that,
you
but
can't
I
get
don't
to
know.
10
I just-
You can't get to 10 minutes if you just say that.
particular moment.
Let's finish
big
her off
scene
here.
that happens that
And
you
he's
really
adding
want your friend's
supporting
reaction
arguments.
to. If they don't enjoy the tone of the show from episode 1, that might not ever really change. So if you have a friend who doesn't like anime with cute girls doing cute things, please don't say, oh, but you have to watch Bocchi the Rock. I promise it's different from the other ones. It'll change your mind. Episode 8 has this amazing performance. Please, bro, please, come on, bro, come on. The biggest
You
point
can
here
just
is
show.
basically
You can just show him the
people
clip.
tend
You
to
could literally
enforce
just show him
these,
the
"Oh,
clip
you
of that
have to
thing
watch
because it's enjoyable on its own.
And it'll probably be clipped on YouTube anyway.
Yeah,
so,
like if you
know.
have a good clip to show them, just show them that, and if they like, it's like, oh, hey, check out the show. If you like the little comedy bits of Bocchi, if you like the music bit, just show them that. Like,
Yep.
not complicated. You don't need to say,
It's-
oh, dude, you have to watch the episodes to get the full context of Bocchi the Rock.
It's like we were watching in another Discord like a year or two ago. Like there was fan service or the teenage girl was changing and stuff, and this guy he's
Nijika? Yeah, she
younger.
was, yeah.
I think that might have been it. It was
Yeah,
with
Nijika
robots
was like
and
changing
some
in it.
yeah,
about
the
Serranos has
changing.
that clip saved.
But when
Yeah.
when one of our other friends saw it, he's like, "I'm not into this," and just anime is just not for everybody. It's just not. But there are some people, even other people in different parties, that just they have some horrible takes about anime, and I don't know if it's just to get clicks or what, but it's just
I would think so.
embarrassing.
I would think that a lot of the time it's to rile people up like us
Uh,
because we like anime. But if they
I
want
do
to,
like
you know,
it is fun
It's
to rile
like-
people up.
But even if they're doing that, it's like, have you actually sat down and watched an anime? Like, you can find an anime probably of something that you like, of a certain topic, of a certain genre. It's just,
Yep.
it's very
Yeah, I
broad.
gotta round it back to EFAP. Rags is one of those people who's just like, anime's dumb. I don't like anime.
Mm.
okay,
Yeah, well,
Just, like,
people
period.
don't, and that's okay.
but
He has just stupid reasons for not liking it, so I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
respect
yeah,
it.
of course he did. I mean, they like to
That's
always
fair.
say the whole thing is always it's always funny. Like it's a weeb and trapped in someone's basement or something. It's just stupid. It's like, have you actually sat down and watched this, or do you just want to it just
Haters gonna
it
hate.
upsets
Haters
you
gonna hate.
so much.
Haters gonna
It's
hate,
like
yeah.
it's like it always makes me laugh when somebody's like, "Oh, somebody made some nude mods again," and there's
Yeah.
already nude mods like in Starfield. It's not surprising, and people get so
Oh, yeah.
upset. Oh my gosh, how could he make new mods? This guy's a pervert. He's never gonna get a woman. It's just so funny to me. It always makes me laugh. It's like he just feels like doing it, so he does. I'm sorry
also-
it triggers you so much. Not sorry. Yeah.
It's also funny 'cause it's like he's not gonna get a woman. Yeah, that's why he made these new mods. Like,
There's no reason for it.
Don't-
Come on now.
don't deprive this man. He's having a good time.
Yeah, he's talented. He's made these mods. He's talented.
And maybe he even has a girlfriend. They don't know, but it's just that the people are assuming it's that elitist all the time. The same with the console gamers. They're like, well, console will always be better than PC. It's like, why can't both be fun? It can't be. I see.
Yeah, own both.
Console hasn't been better since than PC since the 90s.
People like to.
Yeah, it's because they didn't have the horsepower. Yeah.
I keep asking all these console people too. I'm like, can you guys tell me about all this greatness that's on PS5? I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for all this greatness. Well, that's not really great. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the current
pretty cool.
the current generation, also the last generation.
Yeah,
the current generation's even worse.
At least the last generation actually had some kind of greatness. I mean, I've got at least over 20 or so games on PlayStation.
I mean, like the
4.
real problem is the fact that any of the good games, except for like a couple of PlayStation titles, are on PC anyways.
Yeah, they are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they're just, and all the big publishers are just putting out constant garbage as they have been.
What do you guys?
Oh yeah.
Like I
yeah.
was actually thinking about getting an Xbox Series X so I could play these 360 games that I missed out on. But what is there? What is there like? I looked through 35 pages the other day of Xbox exclusives or whatever. Most of them were third party and whatever.
Yeah, you could also just buy the Master Chief Collection on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that already.
And you can get half of the
there
good
you go.
games that were ever on Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, I got those already. But it would be nice. Of course, I can play all the Fable games on the Game Pass, but
You can get a PC Game Pass, right?
yeah.
As you want to play the Fable games.
I like the Anniversary. I've been playing that. I
The
like
first
that
one
one.
was good.
There's
Fable
definitely
Anniversary
good
is
aspects
cool.
to them, but they definitely have a lot of silly bits that are just don't make that much sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think there's anything really wrong with them. It's just that there's definitely good and bad parts of them.
okay.
For sure.
Is there
Up to episode.
do you guys have like an Xbox Series X at all, or
Nope.
No.
There's not really. The only thing I want on like a next gen console, which I could get on PC, but my laptop is not good enough. And wait until I get my own spot place so I can actually like get like a real big boy PC.
right?
Yeah.
But I just want to play that Jedi Survivor game. Other than that, like I haven't heard like a lot of games where I'm like, I guess I want Starfield.
It's
I've
fun.
heard-
It's just it should be a lot less buggy. It's just amazing. You're now paying these $70 prices for a base game. Of course, you can find it cheaper on other sites on PC, but there's all these bugs that aren't necessary. And other people, I don't have all those bugs. Well, good for you, but other people are, and it's a problem.
Mm-hmm. That was the thing that was the thing I always hated about people talking about Cyberpunk. I didn't have these bugs. I was like, okay, well, have you like not checked the internet in the last week? Like, it's very easy to find them. Just because you didn't have them doesn't mean that they're very very rampant.
Exactly, but I've always felt the CD Projekt Red games are the best on PC. So that's why I finally bought Cyberpunk recently.
It was
for like 30, something like that.
That's a good deal.
It wasn't a bad game. It was just overhyped, which happens a lot, and the bugs were pretty terrible.
Well, it was bad especially it wasn't. I don't think it was ever really designed for the other consoles, but I give CD Projekt Red credit that they could have just given up on it and taken the money, but they're like, well, we really fucked up with this.
That was the thing that bothered me too.
Last gen,
though, because that was the narrative a lot. I was like, well, it was never going to work on the Xbox One. Obviously, you had to have the next gen consoles at least. But like when the game was set to release originally, And I don't mean even like originally the first time they delayed it, like even the last time they delayed it. They were going to release it before the next gen consoles even came out. So it's like it was made for next gen console. That doesn't make any sense. So it's like
weird.
I don't know. Anyway, moral of the story is that Link's crossbow training is the best Zelda game.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it right here, folks. A rousing endorsement for Link's crossbow training.
Heck yeah.
But yes, along with that, developers don't release buggy garbage. Don't think that you can patch it out on day one. If you release something that's finished and polished on day one, people will appreciate that a lot more, and you'll get more people buying it.
Yeah, you're always going to have some bugs, but not like this, and especially $70 price tags, and it's just greed, and then it's just laziness.
Oh yeah.
And it's not acceptable. And people that just accept this stuff, that's why we keep getting more and more of it. You got to take a stand. I mean, I don't like what's happened to Call of Duty. I don't like what's happened to Overwatch. And Overwatch 2, I might have actually purchased the campaign, but nope, they canceled it. So they basically told people to go screw off.
Man, Overwatch was good back.
Yeah.
Where you paid money for it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the first game you paid money for it. So
No, I was talking about before it actually came out.
Oh.
The Overwatch beta, that was peak Overwatch.
Well, Joseph Dredd says there's a 360 emulator.
There is, and I did a lot of
any
research
good?
on it, Joseph. You need to have a 360 to put these games on there. You can't just take a disc. So if you bought a 360 game, you use the Xenia, I think it's called.
Yeah, but
or the Xenia, and you can't just put it in. They say you can, but you can't. You can't do it like the PS2 emulator, where if you own the games, you can just put it in your computer and you can run it as long as you have a disk drive.
Okay.
Yeah. But with 360, it's a headache. You literally have to buy a 360, then you have to do some tweaking, and then you're able to finally play, and it's a mess.
Well,
it's not as easy as
you
PS2.
can't get any of that stuff online.
Well, you can, but I don't know if it's work. People have had problems with it, so I might try it again. But
I'm sure you can, but I don't.
Legally.
I'm sure you can. I don't know how.
You didn't hear anything, YouTube.
Yeah.
You think
I do not endorse any of these the following. Nope.
Do you think anything I do with my emulators is under the law?
I don't think
the gray area.
It's a gray area. I mean, I wouldn't. If you're streaming something like an emulator, it's probably, I don't know if YouTube cares or not.
No, they don't.
I'm not sure they do. So
I think the only thing is some companies can care, but most of the
I
time,
think it would be better just not to show that you're using an emulator, because they probably figure you are. Oh,
Blaine Blaine's been streaming Fire Emblem for like 70 hours, and he's been playing it on emulator.
Yes.
No, I mean that's
the newest game, the whatever.
No, he's playing Fire Emblem 7.
Oh, okay. Not the Pepsi Challenge one. All right.
No,
I think for the most part they don't. I just know and mostly it's just if you're making it, not if you're emulating it. I just know that
right.
There was a thing with Nintendo and Zelda. Who did they hit? They hit someone where they're like, "Oh, you use mods," which is like seriously like I that's even to me that's like I don't understand why they crusade against.
Yeah, Nintendo so rarely cares. Is like one of the instances they've actually gone back and got.
They do, but they've also done some.
That's most of the things that I emulate. That's why
horrible things like
it's extremely inconsistent.
That's why I think people just usually try not. Tread lightly because Nintendo just wakes up one day and
Nintendo
decides.
Games on YouTube. It's just they're not. There's so many different ones that are obvious are definitely emulated. So they're not going to go after all that.
Well,
and like
I don't know.
Stuff is almost always fine.
Yeah,
there's all the Pokemon ROM hacks that you find on YouTube.
Oh yeah, And those are like ones that you can find that are like not sketchy. Like they're usually pretty easy to find, or not like.
There's internet
this is a secure
archive
thing.
that you guys can download a lot of games too. So
No, I mean, spoiler: I didn't
DOS games
stream.
specifically. Usually,
Spoiler alert: I didn't stream Pokemon Red from an official original Game Boy. You know.
yeah, you
I
did.
didn't look at my game.
Yeah, you hear that? You did.
Apparently, he did.
Okay.
Oh, let's finish this off and see what they got to say.
Oh yeah.
Episode X or episode Y things on their friends because they themselves loved the moments of the show that had a huge impact on them personally, and they want to see other people react to that to get some kind of validation out of it. And this is a really understandable thing to do. Everyone does it, myself included. But I think it's also important to not force it, especially if you know that there's going to be a bunch of stuff that they're going to have to tolerate to get to the part that you're thinking of. Basically, I think it'd be good if people learn to let go just a little bit of their own biases and personal experiences when you're recommending a show to other people. I think that everyone should have a chance to develop their own experience with a show, and if your friend's not enjoying your favorite show as much as you did, that should be okay. And the same thing goes for if you're the one watching. If you're not really enjoying something, even if you know it's like a super popular show, or if your friend really wants you to like it, it's totally fine if it's just not your thing. Except Vinland Saga. What the fuck is wrong with you if you didn't like season 2? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, if you like Vinland Saga season 1, you didn't like 2. I
never
like
heard
you.
of that
You're a
anime.
bad person. You
I don't know that one, so I guess this guy would hate
find
me.
what's wrong inside yourself and fix it
I've
immediately.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga.
The thing is, Vinland Saga season 2 doesn't have the same action. There's like 2 episodes that have action like going on and like fighting and people dying.
That's it.
Okay, it's
Have
not
you,
literally just 2 episodes. There's like 5 different episodes that'll have stuff, but there's like one big battle and that's it. There's one battle.
Wow.
It is a very different show, but it's really good, and you should be able to enjoy that kind of stuff. There's a lot of great character work going on here.
I haven't heard of it. Might have to look.
Yeah,
into
Vinland Saga season 1 is a pretty. I wouldn't even say normal shonen, but it very much should be able to be enjoyed by like the dregs of society that just lap up action shit and don't care about anything else.
Dregs of society.
Season 2 is a little bit too highbrow because characters matter, and there's a lot of stuff there where people talk and have ideas, express those ideas.
Disgusting.
How dare you?
Ideas not permitted in Wupstotska.
Yeah, no, I love all of Vinland Saga. It's really good.
Nice. That's good. I mean, it's nice to hear that you're liking something. Are you gonna get Blaine to play it on his stream there?
Yes.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
This is like the first time I've seen reaction videos, and just like I'm like, yes, this is correct. Do whatever you want. That's kind of the point. Is yeah, do whatever you want. It really doesn't matter.
You want.
The 3-episode rule is just like a little baseline to look back and like, am I enjoying this? That's what you really should be asking yourself. Is like, after watching 3 episodes, do I enjoy this? Like,
right. Yeah.
It's not like you watch 3 episodes and then decide to drop.
I feel like
you need to check back to make sure you don't get too invested before you're like, this isn't good at all.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also like a good baseline if you are like watch the first episode and thought, I'm not sure if I like this. If you like watch the first episode and you're like, this sucks, like you're probably not going to watch.
It's just a general concept. Give it a little bit of time to see if it builds something. Give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But if you really can't get anything interesting going your first 3 episodes out of 12, you got a problem. You're just a bad storyteller. You're not good enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just depends where you want to go with it. I don't know. I mean, there are some bad animes, but there's some really good animes.
I mean, really, the thing is, you're having a full hour to set up something for your story. Like, if people give you an honest 3 episodes, they're giving you a full hour to set up a story to get them with a hook. Most movies are well on the way to be ending. Like 90 minutes, 2 hours. That's how long movies are. You get half that time to set something up to catch the viewer's attention. If you can't do that, you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to start somewhere different. You need to have a different order of events. You need to change some story beat, something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
And it used to be, and you guys can probably attest to this, but reading manga and all that, and a lot of manga didn't get turned into anime right away, right? So it was, but now you're seeing a lot of manga getting turned into anime. So
pretty much all manga nowadays,
saturated.
Pretty much all manga nowadays have a first chapter hook. They hook you right in the first chapter because people have learned better how to start stories, and it's more common you'll find good stories that'll just get you like episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because that's why Oshinoko got off so big, is because it hooks you right away because the guy dies right at the beginning. And then you see him get
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. It is literally the first 10 minutes of the show. He dies and then he gets reincarnated
as a vending machine.
As a vending machine.
Hey, I'm enjoying that one.
Yeah, like Oshinoko, it gets you right off the bat, and that's what it was from the manga, and that's what a lot of manga are doing. That by the end of chapter 1, they got some hook there to set up their story. And yeah, they'll take some extra time in the next couple chapters to get it, but you should really have your hook ready by episode. And you can have a good hook ready for pretty much any type of show from Jump.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta try to have an original premise. When you're doing your story, and this falls back to the mangaka, that whatever the ideas they draw from or life experiences.
Yeah, another show from like this season, Zom 100, just straight up. It takes longer actually in the anime, I believe. Because I talked about it before on Blame Stream. I'm pretty sure it takes longer to set it up, but the whole first chapter basically is there, like the whole little arc of the pre-apocalypse, post-apocalypse, and just him learning to let go and just be like, I could do anything I want. I don't have to work anymore. I'm free. And it's just like,
I don't know why really I watched advertisements for that and like not other anime comes across. I just remember watching that and I'm like, this ad is hilarious and too realistic, sadly.
Yeah, Zom 100 is really good, and it just like has its hook right away. It's like if you're not interested there, it's like move on. It's like you decide pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna head out. I have some chores. I have to help package stuff up for a kitchen that's gonna get reworked. People are coming on.
Well, thanks for
next Monday to start the kitchen renovations.
Oh, sounds nice.
Yes.
So well, I appreciate you coming out, Whoopa. It's nice to talk with you. It's always a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to talk.
You got anything? You got anything in the works there? Anything coming up? Or
I'm supposed to make a video, but stuff is so crazy. I will make it eventually. I finished the script, so
nice.
But I don't know when that will be. It is. Things have been crazy, not like in a bad way. Just
it'll slow down though, dude.
Lots of stuff happened in that.
Yeah,
it started to slow down. It was just everything wanted to happen in August. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. No, that's all right. And hey, everybody out there, make sure you subscribe to Whoopa Troopa. He is the leader of Whoopstotska after all. I think,
yes.
Subscribing is mandatory, I think.
State-mandated subscription. Alrighty. See ya. Play Pokemon sometime, Pop.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. All right, Whoopa. And then there were 3.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah. No, it's good. I mean, being able to see your shows getting you that hook, like I know for me, I like time travel shows, so I'm going to try to get into some of those because I've always liked the thought of being able to travel in time. It's a nice, it's a cool imagination thing I like. So I'm going to look at that. So that's a hook for me right away. If you come up with a good time travel show, I'm right there.
Right.
And I guess do you know what hooks you when you going to watch a show there, Cash? Like what's going to make you be like, oh yeah, I'm sticking around for this, or you know what I mean?
Well, probably like the drama and stuff. Like I don't know why it was weird because I mean it took 3 episodes for me to get into Arcane. It's just I hated that character Powder, but then when she turned into Jinx in episode 4, it's like, oh, this is kind of like a Harley Quinn thing. I'm all for this. But yeah, it's just some episode. It's just like
You
it's
didn't
good.
know anything
like
about League of Legends, right?
Yeah, I knew some about League of Legends, but I didn't.
You didn't know the character Jinx before.
No.
Okay.
I didn't.
Because I don't know that much about League of Legends, but I knew who the characters were. I was like, oh, that's Jinx. That's obviously Jinx.
Yeah.
So I already knew where that story was going to be going.
Yeah. So it was cool because it's one of those things where with a show like Arcane, you didn't have to play League of Legends to understand Arcane. And there was just there was some really interesting things going on there, and yeah, that show took me a few episodes where something like Andor, which is one of the few Star Wars shows that I actually like from Disney, that it was like the first episode. Yeah, this is pretty good, so I'm going to stick with this. And I was a fan of Rogue One, so I enjoyed that overall. But yeah, it was slow. It was this, but Ahsoka right now, I can't say I'm really hooked on it, but I'm watching with my brother. But it's only been 2 episodes. But this is like 8 or 9 episodes. But things are just confuse me. So I don't know. Like if the comedy's good, pop, and the drama is interesting, then yeah, I will probably start getting hooked on the show. Like when I first watched Justified, or when I saw Coulson in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was like, okay, I'm sticking with this.
Oh, yeah.
And even the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I thought, was a bit slow. Without Coulson, I just don't know if I would have continued that show. But with Coulson, because Coulson has to be there because he's such a great character.
S.H.I.E.L.D. was such a huge slog, man.
I liked where
so many weird storylines.
I liked where a lot of it went.
Yeah.
And the first and when they tied in the whole situation with Winter Soldier, and I was like, wow, this show really got better, and we saw Hydra. Yeah.
I think it's a really nice or it could have been a really nice compliment to Marvel, but then they had all the stuff surrounding it. It's just they did not have their TV shows figured out at that point.
No, because my wife and we watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, and I started making
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on Fox too, wasn't it?
No, it was just on ABC.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on ABC.
That might have been where we watched.
If it was on ABC, why did
you might be?
That's actually funnier because of the fact that they're owned by Disney already.
Right, I know, but you might be thinking about The Gifted.
The Netflix
that
one?
was The Gifted was on Fox. That was before Disney.
I know nothing about The
20th
Gifted.
Century Fox. Oh,
I do know all about the fact that the Netflix ones got messed up because of the Disney taking.
Yes, that did happen. Yes, and unfortunately, yes, that was bad.
But yeah, like we were watching, I made up a name for it. I said it's Agents of We Don't Know What the Hell We're Doing, because we watched the season there, and they were after Daisy, and they were after her and to rescue her, and they finally rescued her, and we're like, oh, great, they rescued her, and then she turns evil, and it's like, oh my god, what a
she was gonna turn evil, man. Quake was pretty, then she went bad again. It's been a while since I've seen that show.
I know,
it's really stupid drama.
But it was just dumb writing.
I don't know, man. I think the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. overall was pretty cool considering what we've had. I also liked Agent Carter. Agent Carter was a surprise to me also. I enjoyed that show, and I did not like how Disney or ABC at the time screwed that show over after 2 seasons.
I like the fact that it was a period piece.
And what I liked about it is Chloe Bennett's pretty attractive.
Yeah, she is, but I like the whole situation of the Inhumans, and then like what we saw in the future. But I don't know. I enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it is interesting that unlike some of these shows that I usually will go back and watch, of course, I don't know where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is being shown, like maybe Tubi and some of those other places. But yeah, it was Joseph.
Excellent.
That was a pretty cool show. And then there was Legion, which I never finished, but I was enjoying Legion on FX. But yeah, no, I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot. It's just I haven't watched it in a number of years, and it was too bad that season 7 only got like 13 episodes because of some shenanigans by ABC. Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't. Did you? Were you always confused by that show, Pop, or did you?
Well, it's just that like that was
Well,
my
the show just
easy
keeps
stuff?
whiplashing between seasons, just always these stupid storylines.
yeah, but like they got that, what was that, doorway to the other world or whatever, and
Yep.
it's stuck, and then they're looking for
And
a way
obviously,
out.
like the first 2 seasons weren't that crazy yet, but it just kept getting weirder.
As I said, it's
That's
just,
what it was for me.
the show got so much better after the first season when you added Hydra and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that was cool. S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra, and they were fighting, and I was like, oh, I like this, because Winter Soldier I still think is a great Marvel film. I really do. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's definitely a great Marvel film. Yeah.
Joseph liked Legion as well.
Yep. Yeah. It's good stuff. I mean, I don't know. Compared to what we have now, I mean, do I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. better than something like Daredevil? That's hard to say. I still got to watch the 3rd season of Daredevil, but the 2 seasons that I watched, I went, oh shit.
Well, like I said, and like the guy in the video said, you got to drop it, and we tried to get through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we watched it, and it's just like, this is getting dumb, and then gone.
You just didn't feel it. That's too bad, but I understand.
It happens, right?
It does. It does.
No, I mean, and it was same with some of the CW stuff too. Like I was really excited.
Yes.
I was excited for the Flash. We watched the first. I think we watched the first 4 seasons, and season 1 and 2 were good.
You liked it,
and then it started to go downhill. And then same with Legends of Tomorrow. We watched the first two seasons, and then it got dumb, and we were just like, oh.
That's what happened with Infinite Earth as well, man. It's the same with stuff like if you ever watch the first season of Batwoman, you're like, okay, what do I actually like about this? Oh, I like the father. I like Kate Kane's dad. He's interesting. And then I like Lucius's Fox. Everything else about this show, I don't like, but I'm going to get through the season with my brother, and we did. We never watched Batwoman ever again. I'm just like, this could have been so much better, but once again, it's just mumbo jumbo nonsense. Like, you need to care about this relationship. It's like, no, this is stupid.
You're talking about Batwoman, the one where this murderer just like is let go time and time again.
Yeah, that's her sister, Kate Kane, and she's involved in.
She's my sister. I can't do
my
this.
sister. It was
killed hundreds of people, probably.
It was also her right. It was also her relationship.
Psychopath, but she's still in there.
Yeah, it's just I know it was ridiculous. Yeah.
This is my Batwoman.
Yeah. I got you.
This is my Batwoman. So she was originally created in 1956, and she was sort of to a company, sort of like give Batman a bit of a challenge, right? But she was
right. So Catwoman later,
right? So we had So
you see more Catwoman in the original picture as well.
Catwoman came before her, actually.
And then I guess this is just the way they want. I guess Batwoman has always been a lesbian according to the comics. So I'm like, okay, but
only for the New 52 reboot.
As I said, I don't think that was always there.
Oh, okay.
So New 52 reboot did that to her.
I see.
The original was not, and she, like I say, she was made in 1956.
Wow,
she had a different looking
56.
costume.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Silver
really
Age. Silver Age comics.
That's, of course, they changed it. No wonder people got so upset about that comic. Now it makes sense. Okay. I was wondering because I'm like, isn't this woman always been gay? Like, I don't care if she has been, but no, of course she has. It's just like the whole thing about Marvel, the Captain Marvel thing. You're like, oh, this movie's okay. Then you go back and look at the lore.
Were like ahead of their time on the wokening. They started doing it before everybody.
Yes, before it got popular.
Yeah, but I mean, if it works in the story, it's one thing. It's like I'm sure you guys don't care if you're watching a show. It's like, oh no, there's a lesbian character. It's like, does it connect to the show?
Me when they specifically do it because they're doing.
Oh well, they do that, man.
That's what I mean.
As long as they're not
Yes.
You know they're doing. That's what annoys me because it's pretty obvious they're doing it for diversity's sake.
Yeah,
that happens
as long as
a
they're not
lot,
insufferable, as long as they're
right. But so I see Batwoman was never a lesbian. Interesting. Okay.
Nope.
did not
And I know
that.
my comic history. I know.
Thank you.
I've
Thank
done
you
a
for
lot
telling
of
me
comic
about that,
history.
dude. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's now I understand why all these people were so upset about that comic. Why they read that and said this is now it all makes sense. Okay.
There's always a reason usually.
There usually is, yes. But yeah, it was when the side characters are more important than a lot of the main characters, and they should all be important. You just feel like I think this show has failed, and surprisingly, Batwoman still got 3 seasons. It's just like wow, that really is something.
Yeah.
If you want to see some Batwoman coverage,
what's that,
watched
Serranos?
through season 2. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm gonna see where their last one was at. Mooler
Joseph,
channel.
he didn't like the New 52 retconning, and I know a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of things that people didn't like the New 52.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like they got to the end of season 2 so far. I think they've actually watched the rest, or actually season 3 didn't come out yet, did it?
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was like Supergirl had some really.
Oh no, I was wrong on the time. I was wrong.
Some really.
I thought it came out later. Yeah,
some
season
really,
3 is out.
Yep. Yeah, Supergirl had some really good ideas pop, but once again, just like what happened with the Flash, they squandered it. They changed Kara's adopted sister. She had to be a lesbian. It's like, and she wanted to get pregnant. Like this is not her character was more interesting before, and they just had to go in this stupid direction. Then they had to bring in world politics garbage. And it's just like you guys ruined your own show. You had some really good ideas, and then you squandered them. You should be ashamed of yourself. And yet that show went on 6 seasons.
Yeah, no, that's
6 seasons, and then the last season they spent characters like whining, like even Dreamer. I know she's trans and stuff, but that wasn't when her character first was like, I'm trans, you have to care about me. Well, that should, even if a character says I'm straight, you need to care about me. Like it's not very good writing. So then her character became more interesting and she got in a relationship with Brainiac, but then the last season, all the female characters, all they pretty much did was whine a lot. I'm like, what is this? This is not what the show has ever been about. And so I just feel they just really messed up some ideas that they had that were cool. It was really too bad. So
yeah, and that boils down to bad writing, which leads into the writer's strike, which I hope keeps going on. I think,
really don't care.
They need They need a good. They need to suffer a little bit and see what it's like, or maybe they can learn to code or something.
Yep. I mean, if you're so afraid of the AI, then why don't you just write better stuff? If you're so afraid the studios are just going to replace you with AI, just start writing a lot better material. And so, yeah, just do that.
Or come to YouTube and watch us. We don't need writers.
That's right.
Come and watch your favorite YouTuber.
That's right.
You can interact with them more than you can with people that are doing Hollywood shows.
Mm-hmm.
Show up in the chat or come on the stream, come on the panel.
Mm-hmm. Get to know them. Yep.
That's right. I think that's
make a community, work together, whatever.
Yeah. Damn straight.
Yep, that's what it should be, man. But even people in the YouTube community are like children, so like it's like high school.
I'm definitely not an adult.
Are they all clicky? Do they hang out in cliques with each other?
Some of them do, yes.
And it's not as bad as chess, though. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Because did you see my comment on Plain Server the other day about the bit of chess drama they had?
Oh no!
It was basically the best player in the world got beaten by somebody who's not seen as that good, and then he got blackballed because the best player accused him of being a cheater.
What? Come on, of course. No, that's pathetic, man.
What was
The
that
player
under,
had
Serrano?
cheated online in the past. He had
Oh.
self-admitted to doing so,
Oh,
but
okay.
there's no evidence he could have cheated in the tournament setting they're at.
Well, then it
'Cause
doesn't. If he,
there's no evidence he could have cheated. There's no evidence he did cheat. And there are other guys like Hikaru, who is a very popular chess player who streams on Twitch, who pushed this idea that the other guy, the Hans guy, was a cheater.
He's just jealous and petty.
Oh, he's
and
angry. He got
Yeah,
beat.
it's like
That's the
that
thing.
was Hans is a pretty good chess player, but it was pretty much a fluke that he was able to beat like Magnus.
It reminds me of that King of Kong thing with that one guy. It's like, how
Oh,
could this
man.
guy beat? Remember that? Did you watch that
Yeah.
documentary? Very good.
Oh, you
Very
mean
good
Billy Mitchell about Billy
Yeah,
Mitchell?
he's a
Billy Mitchell.
dickhead.
Yeah,
You're
Billy
a
Mitchell's
dickhead, Billy Mitchell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Billy Mitchell's a cheater, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
that's
he
what I've
is.
heard.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, Billy Mitchell cheated basically all of his stuff, probably. Or well, not all his stuff. He's
possibly.
actually
It's
he is
he
a
didn't
good
like-
player, but he was very much
Right.
not the best player. He
He didn't like people challenge him. And when this guy came along with his family and stuff, and I remember Billy Mitchell sold hot sauce. It has a hot sauce company. That's what it is. Yeah. It was he just came off as a dick. So this other guy who beat his Donkey Kong score, and then he was like, "Oh, they cheated," and then
Yeah, Billy Mitchell never legitimately held the world record.
He just felt it was just crazy. Have you watched that Serrano?
No, I didn't watch that. I kept up on his drama after of like him getting his scores taken away by Twin Galaxies.
He's still a dick and stuff, but
yeah,
it was just so
like
funny.
I said, I'm keeping up with the stuff that's happening now. He's suing people because they're saying he's a cheater because he is.
Yes, I wouldn't. He's a shady guy.
Yeah, because he actually had testimony, like he got interviewed by lawyers or whatever it was before the trial, just like talking about certain things, and he just blatantly lied about stuff.
I know some of his records are legit, and they proved it's legit, but other stuff they're not sure.
No, well, not records. No, he has scores that are legit, but his records are not legitimate. His like records that he got are fake.
Really?
Yeah.
I just after watching that documentary, which you should, Serrano's, it's definitely worth it, man. It's very good. You just felt bad for that guy, and I think there was one time in the documentary he started breaking down because this guy saying he was a cheater and stuff. But what was really funny is there was one of the judges there from Twin Galaxies, and Billy Mitchell, of course, if I remember, pop culture had his little minions with him. Oh no, dude, Billy Mitchell, you're the best. But that one guy, that referee, said, I got into this to get females, and my brother and I couldn't stop laughing. Do you remember that part?
Oh man, it's been so long ago.
I don't know.
I remember.
Do you remember that the judge, one of the judges was like, I got into this to pick up females or something? I was like, come on, dude. It was so funny.
Oh man, what are you doing? Give your head a shake. Yeah, jeez. No. Yep. And then, eventually everything comes out in the wash. If you're gonna cheat, you're gonna get caught.
Right.
People are gonna catch you, and it's gonna come out.
And even people that are like cheating on their streams, I don't care what game they're playing, and people find out, people are gonna leave your stream, man, and they're gonna unsubscribe to you because not everybody's gonna like, oh, that's cool. That's not cool, really, but it's your stream, but no.
You'll get found out, right? People will make counter videos to be like, oh, look at this guy. He's a cheater. He cheats, So they'll do it for their content.
It's like speedrunner games, people go, or just like even slightly newer games like Minecraft, splice that way.
Yeah, like the load states and the other stuff, like, you can go all the way back if you want to, but just you're going to die there. So you want to load up and you want to do it again, but at least die. But then there's other people, and even in the YouTube community, all they want other people to do is tell them to do everything. There was a stream I was watching, and it says, help me beat Final Fantasy. What do you mean help me beat? I mean, no, it's cheesy. Learn yourself,
and
dang
the
it.
safe state thing is
Take
that
your
you
lumps.
actually, for a safe state, you actually have to get where you level.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I agree.
That's what I do. I always do a safety save. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, and that's fine, man. I mean, you know, I still want to know if I should ever finish like Link 2. That game is brutal, but
don't bother.
I don't know. Don't bother.
Yeah, Serranos probably know. That's for sure.
I just think was it called Link's Awakening? Zelda 2 Link's
No,
Awakening?
Link's Awakening is a cool game.
I was gonna
no,
say
Link
Link's
2.
What was it called?
Is it called Link 2? Something like that.
You're not talking about the second Zelda game, are you?
Yeah, the second Zelda game.
Oh.
Link's
Adventure.
The Adventure.
Link's Adventure.
The Adventure Link, Link's something like that.
Link's Adventures, I think is called. Yeah, it's a.
I know. I
you watch
The Adventure of Link.
It's the one that we should all play and drive ourselves insane is those CDI games. I don't know what Gandalf is up to. My boy.
Man.
Those things are like rage inducing.
They're not even sanctioned by Nintendo. They're like, no, these no games
fan
don't
art
exist.
the other day of the Zelda CDI, and it was Ganon from that one.
Ooh.
Can't show it on stream, so.
But one thing that is cool that's coming out, I don't know if you guys know about this, is that they're going to have the mini Dreamcast finally. And I was like, ooh, yes.
After the mini SNES, after the mini NES.
Yep.
Mini Dreamcast?
Yes. It's coming.
See, I never had one. I never had a Dreamcast or anything like that.
Well, this might be a good reason to get one. I don't know. I think it'll probably come with about 40 or 50 games. So hopefully there'll be a nice list of games there.
Yeah. What do we got here? Mini Dreamcast. Sega wants to do Sega Saturn Mini and Dreamcast Mini.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. Finally.
And that's the thing too. I wouldn't mind a Saturn.
That's
nice
it could be pretty cool.
I never got into that either back in the day.
That would be pretty cool. So,
but I've been enjoying a lot of horror content lately.
Like, did you play Alien Isolation?
Or not games. I'm talking more like YouTube videos and stuff. And series like the Mandela Catalog and Vita Carnis as some of the more popular ones.
What's that all about, Serranos? I'm not into that.
Is that like horror anime or something? Or
basically horror, not anime or anime. Or anything. It's just like YouTube videos created by individual guys just making stories.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. It's nice to look into how like they went about making it and stuff, and just the whole overarching story of their worlds they created.
Okay. Yeah, I mean there's got to be an audience for that if they're gonna do that.
Because that's something I like myself. Is I don't actually like I can't take jump scares at all. I don't like that. But I do like horror quite a bit. I just like seeing all these different types of things people do to try to get a scare out of people, or it's like creepy ideas how to set it up. Yeah, stuff like Soma. Really cool spooky games.
That's more of a psychological horror. Yeah,
I like that type of stuff a lot.
But you don't like the jump scares, like even
I like how
Green has jump scares. Yeah, it did.
But I like how just like how it makes you feel, like what makes it tick, what makes it work, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's
why
you're
really
feeling interesting to me, because there's so many different ways you can approach horror, really.
Yes.
And so many different ways you can inspire fear in somebody. That's what makes it really interesting to me. See all these different horror series that come up.
Yeah, like there's the different types. There's, you can go straight up blood and guts, or you can do like thriller or suspense or all that sort of stuff, which
lots of different things that are just can be terrifying.
Yes. Yep. The anticipation usually of what's going to happen next is what gets you. You're on the edge of your seat.
And for me, I won't spoil it, but the Mandela Catalog is extremely unique and very has a really great concept behind it.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
just
called
like the overlay.
Mandela Catalog.
Yeah, you should be able to find it just searching that. I believe it's I forgot the name of the guy who created it, but it should show up. You just search Mandela Catalog. Okay, yeah, it was Alex Kerster. I couldn't remember if he was the one that did it. Yeah, Alex Kerster. He has cool stuff. And there is a recommend watching order, which is slightly out of order from the date the videos are uploaded, but you could probably be okay just watching them from the upload date.
Oh, yeah. It's a horror web series.
Yep.
I mean,
People call it
2021.
analog horror because of the style of just like the technology, like the VCR, emulating VCR and stuff like that. But it's not that important to it. I would just refer to it as a horror web series myself. I don't think calling it analog horror is really necessary.
Okay. Yeah, found footage, analog horror, psychological horror, body horror, surrealism, anthology.
Yep.
Huh. Well, it's something to look into for you people out there that are into that sort of stuff. You like your horror, your thriller, your suspense. You know, you want to get a good scare.
Yeah, there's definitely some jump scares in it, but it doesn't really rely on them for its best stuff, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I admit sometimes those ones get me too. You know, you'll be sitting there watching all of a sudden and, you know, jump scare. And it's like, oh, yeah, you got me.
I have a lot of respect for series ones that totally avoid them.
Yeah. Like you were saying Hitchcock earlier, and I don't think he does any kind of jump scares.
Nope. There's like a little bit of it, but that's not like it's like it's just like a crow run, like the crow runs into like the window runners, just a sudden, it'll make you jump, but it's not like it's a boogly woogly. No, Hitchcock is all about the suspense. Incredible suspense.
Yeah, good stuff on his part.
So let me see if there's a video I want to bring up here to watch.
Yeah, no problem. As long as you don't get me struck down, we're good. Oh, is that outside your window?
Oh, that car? Yeah, that's fine. I have my window closed, but I guess it still came through.
I don't mind. I live in a nice, quiet part of town.
Yeah, I mean, I should. It's like 35 miles an hour here, but people are still gonna just have their stupid cars that sound like garbage that don't run properly.
Yeah. Because they think it's cool. Joseph still has his Dreamcast. Look at that. Hanging in there.
Me too.
Oh, you too. Right on. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I never did get it when it came out. It was 1999, and I'm like, I'm sticking with my N64.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. You find it yet, Serranos?
I was looking if there was one I wanted to bring up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, that's fine.
Either you guys like TF2?
Team Fortress 2?
Yeah, man. When it first came out, I played it 6 months straight. I played it so much when it first came out. I burned myself out on that game. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah, I like TF2 myself. For me, a lot of it, I liked watching YouTubers, like specifically Germa and Star. I liked watching their videos. Those are always fun.
TF2, I did play when I got the orange box for the PS3. So I tried it out a bit.
Yep.
But I played TF1 back in the day.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome too, because first time being online, you know, playing with my 486 and just picking the different jobs that you can do, right? Engineer, whatever, medic, all that, and trying to go from one base to the other, capturing the flag, I think it was. And yeah, that was That was awesome. I had just the funnest time trying to get that beat that game. But as always, there's people who had better machines and better internet connections, and they'd rub you out pretty good. Especially those snipers. That was the worst. You'd poke your head up, boom, dead.
All right. Second half of this, I can still see the stream stuff.
You're coming over a little choppy there, but
yeah,
you are, man.
Yeah, just like.
must be that Portland internet. Oregon internet routing through Seattle, yeah. Probably routing through the Chaz or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah, there we go. No video feed.
Oh,
we lost them.
Just the two now. Dun, dun, dun.
Comcast. Thanks, Comcast.
Yeah. It's not good.
I know, eh? Jeez. Oh, it was a nice day today. Have a nice chill stream, Labor Day. To me, this isn't labor. This is my hobby, and it's what I do. Have a good time.
Yeah.
It's always
can
nice.
Definitely be a fun hobby.
Yeah. Well,
it can definitely be a lot of work too. So
it can be, yeah, depending on how much you want to take upon yourself. Making videos and editing and all that, writing scripts takes so much time.
Yep. But we have a lot of people in this community that we can play games with and do stuff with and so on. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's good there, and I like the fact that I've met a lot of awesome people.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I started up my channel back then, and they've stuck by and they come and visit, and I go and visit them, and
man, that's
like that.
That's
watch them play.
About. That's that's why I even want like my own Discord. I want people to be able to promote their stuff. It's important to me, so
yeah.
I see it in other channels, but I've always wanted that. I mean, what they told me in the Twitch community, and I want to mean it, not be like some of these people on YouTube who change things, get rid of people, mod and this and that. It's and don't tell people a bunch of nonsense. That if we're going to work together, then we have to mean it and actually work together. So,
yeah.
But you just can't expect things. That's the biggest problem as a streamer. You can't expect stuff. It doesn't matter if you're friends with people. It's like you can never expect people to be there. If they show up, cool. If they don't and they're busy, you have to respect that.
Oh yeah, IRL stuff takes precedence
always,
to anything. It's I don't know what. Yeah. It's got to take precedence. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do your YouTube stuff. Usually that's how it is, for those of us that don't make our living from YouTube.
No, man.
No.
And some people want to. They're like, I want to be YouTube famous. Like,
yeah.
Dude, no, it doesn't work like that. Even people who have been doing this for a long time, it's a number of years before they finally got to where they wanted to be. And YouTube even tries to attack small channels and with their nonsense, so they don't promote stuff. It's ridiculous. I don't know if they care about making money anymore. And Rumble seems to have a better direction right now, but Rumble could become more censorship as bigger it gets. You just never know. But right now, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. You don't know if it's going to be, censored or whatever. I mean, I do broadcast on Rumble and Kick. But who knows what's going to happen? Some stuff nobody's come after me for on Rumble, so good. But
it's all right. They can come after me instead. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take the heat.
No,
I don't mind.
It's just the silliest thing. And there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, are you on your phone, Serranos?
This is Edge.
This is Edge. Okay.
Yeah, this is Edge now.
What were you using before?
It was
Firefox?
just Brave.
Oh, Brave.
Okay. Oh,
that's
yeah,
weird.
Brave's nice. That's weird, yeah.
I don't know. It's just that's how it is.
Huh.
I don't know.
I run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was gonna say I run Brave right now. I gave up on Firefox because it was garbage. So.
Is it? Okay. I should probably give up on it too. I haven't used it much.
If it's still working for you, that's fine. But mine didn't. I couldn't get into Blade Stream the one time.
I still like Google Chrome, but I'm glad somebody told me about Brave. So it's like, oh, well, I'll just do this on Brave and I'll do this on Google and whatever. But Google is quite a memory hog, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Google Chrome is a memory hog.
Yeah, here's the little animation I wanted to share.
Oh,
Germa
what do we got here?
The horror. The Korax.
Okay.
Korax. Okay.
I was gonna read this. Had a dream last night. Germa became like a mainstream celebrity by pioneering a new type of stream where he would play a game like normal, but every once in a while he would let chat peep the horror and put this like red and black pulsating mass on screen. Kind of looked like an AI generated image. And the whole deal was that everyone who saw it thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen, but every time he'd show it, one viewer who saw it would die. It ended when he showed it on stream and dropped dead.
Like The Ring.
The stream was left on for 72 hours to honor his memory. It was dead quiet with just his body and a slowly pulsating red mass on screen beside him. What?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Jura has a lot of great content, and this guy's a great animator. He just does a bunch of different little clips of his.
Jeez.
Yeah, good stuff.
No, that is good. I mean, geez. Oh, did you see the one about the? Sorry, I just saw it today. The guy that lets chat control his when he's playing this game up or only up. That. And they're like, they can make him like start over the whole game or make him jump and run and jump off the edge.
Basically just Twitch plays only up. Literally impossible to win that because there's always going to be some troll just knocking you off the edge, make the inputs wrong.
Yeah.
I always like going through YouTube and finding all these like great creators like that. Great animation, just other stuff, just like I said, horror stuff, just getting into all these other things.
Yeah.
Finding just good content to share with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Oh, thanks for putting the Discord link in there, Joseph. Appreciate that. So yeah, no, that's it's tough, especially when you're like and I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get pulled into the YouTube shorts there. Just watching and scrolling and watching and scrolling, and I'm just like,
I try not to do that because I just play games.
I don't know. Like the other day, I was just watching a bunch of random people react to Weird Al videos. It was crazy. I just kept watching it.
Weird Al is great, though.
I just kept watching these videos, and I was just like, so they just kept laughing at these Amish Paradise and like a surgeon and. Oh, this I found it very interesting. I was like, wow, these guys seem like they're just people who like rap and so on, but they were just amazed by what Weird Al can do. And every one of them said, like, this guy is very talented. I said, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
I see him in concert. He puts on quite a show. He did a thing where he was pretending to talk to Eminem. It was so funny. Nice. It was great. It's like he was pretending like he was interviewing Eminem. Yeah.
And I hear that other artists are like really happy when he does a parody of their songs.
A lot of them are, but Coolio was not. Coolio's not happy about Amish Paradise. He was mad. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you're getting more exposure, really.
That's right. Exactly. I wanted to hear the original song because I heard the Weird Al version. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Or some people get mad when somebody does like a cover of like a Minecraft. Like, this is a stupid Minecraft song. That was a cover of this song. I'm like, wow, it's so triggering to some of you. It's funny. Or when you say, I've never heard of this artist. Well, who are you? I'm like, wow.
You don't have to get excited. Just tell me who it is.
Yeah. So I'm like, I've never even heard of these artists. I'm like, who are you then? It's like, wow. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the new stuff I don't know just because I don't listen to it. I don't know these. I don't know these artists.
Don't worry, music's just garbage nowadays.
A lot of it is.
Thanks, Serranos. I needed that.
It's just basically noise. A lot of it. There's not really any soul or passion or anything. It's just the music industry is just putting out a lot of just noise mostly. It's like
noise, auto tune.
Music industry putting out a lot of noise, huh? I never expected that.
Just noise.
Yeah. White noise.
It doesn't really mean much of it.
No, usually it's black noise. I don't like.
Oh, right. Oh, you went there.
There's
you
some
went
people
there.
that have, they have some nice voices, but their music is just something that you've heard before from other artists. Like, oh, this doesn't do anything. Not that it has to. It's like, oh yeah, the singer has a nice voice or whatever, but the music just sounds like I've heard something 100,000 times before. So.
Yeah, same beat and everything like that. Yeah, same word repeated over 100 times. Yeah.
Yep, it's ridiculous. So.
And I mean that's like I said earlier in the whole stream, you've got 100 years of media to look through. You can check out music from back, 100 years, or actually even more than that, because there was like the classics from the 1800s and 1700s, Mozart, all those guys. You can check out all that stuff and don't worry about the modern stuff.
Nope. There's still some good modern stuff out there. There's a few people that still care, but it's also people that have been around a while too. I mean, the reason stuff like Oppenheimer is successful, however you feel about Christopher Nolan, is because the man puts together interesting stories. It's just like Ridley Scott. There's things you can like or not like, but Gladiator to me is still an incredible film.
Yeah,
I can watch that 1,000 times and still feel the same way of how great that movie is.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan or Oliver Stone. I like some of the stuff that he does.
He's done some good stuff, but he can be a nutcase, man. I think you need to hit him with a wrench sometimes.
Sometimes,
I think anybody that's working on
not
Star
trying
Wars
to cause violence
past,
or anything,
Disney,
but wow.
Anybody that's been working on like Disney or Star Wars,
no,
hit him with a lot of wrenches. Repeatedly.
Hit him with a lot of wrenches. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
A foam wrench. A foam wrench.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Hit him with the wrench. Like dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge
heavy
a ball.
as you can find as many times as you can.
Did you guys ever see? I think I showed on my stream, my trade stream. There was like a 60-inch pipe wrench.
I don't know if I've seen that.
This thing is huge. Like, I'm pretty sure.
If you get into a fight, I mean, you got to protect yourself. I'm sure that'll do it.
Oh yeah. I always say buy the aluminum ones because they're lighter, but they could still have the same effect. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. I'll try this here. And this one, and this one. And I think this guy's holding it right here.
Oh wow.
That looks more like a war axe than a wrench.
Yeah. That's but that's not aluminum. The aluminum ones are usually
that's steel.
That's steel. That's a steel one. Yeah.
How much does that weigh? At least like 12 pounds?
I'm thinking more upwards of 30 to 40.
30,
I think. Yeah.
I guess that should be a lot heavier than that. Yeah.
They are. Like, he's holding it with both hands. He's got a good grip on it.
How do you even use that?
Wow.
You put it over the pipe, and then you let it do all the work as you hang from it.
Yeah, just jump on it up and down, just like a seesaw.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, and look at the opening too. Like, zoom in a little bit. Can we zoom in a little more? Yeah. Like, See how
little
the
thing
tail
there. Yeah.
See that tail hanging out? You
Mhm.
can extend that further to open the jaws up. You're doing like a, I don't know, 4-inch or a 6-inch diameter pipe.
Wow.
Like you're getting help. You're getting a buddy to pull on that for you, you know?
It's kind of weird that you're still using the same wrench shape at that point, not having a different tool.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's all the jaws. Like when you look at the jaws here, that's what does all the work here. They're serrated, both top and bottom, and they just need to grip onto the pipe. That's all they got to do.
Imagine you grip onto a bone with that thing.
Yeah, you're hurting people. You're ripping stuff. Yeah, that's but yeah, that's what I mean. Like a 5-footer. You know, I haven't used that one. I've only used up to a 4, but I haven't used a 5-footer yet.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
some of the tools out there. Some of the tools.
Tools of the trade.
That's right, yeah. And
nice.
Anybody can stop by on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. to see Trades Talk Tuesdays. Little shameless plug there for myself. You know, which will be tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll be on and talking about being in the skilled trades. It's it's something that's important. It's interesting, and we wouldn't be anywhere without tradesmen. So.
No, we won. No. Definitely not. Not even close.
No, exactly. But yeah, we've gone for about almost 3.5 hours now, guys. I mean, I really like the fact that you guys are hanging in there with me. You know, it's a shame Whoopa had to take off, but you know, IRL stuff to do.
Yeah,
don't worry, we'll compensate for that and we'll get him back later.
Yes, that's
sounds
what we'll
good.
Do.
Sounds good, Sir.
We'll find a way to punish him.
Yeah, he thinks he's the leader of Whoopstotska, and not until we start a rebellion and take over.
Yep. You got to be careful of that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Start seeing those Whoopa flags around, you're gonna get nervous.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they'll come for me. I know Jake D will.
Yeah, he probably will.
But yeah, well, we can start wrapping her up now. You know, like I say, it was great having you guys around here. Yeah. You got anything on the go there, Cash? Anything that's you got on?
Yeah. Right now, I'm working on some videos that hopefully will be up on the channel soon. But let's see, today's Monday. This week, Baron and I and Mike and whoever else wants to join, and if people are in my Discord, they're welcome to join the VC as long as they behave themselves enough. But we'll be playing some more Vermintide 2, and we're working on getting through getting more power with our characters and getting through the difficulty. And then
are you playing on the 4th difficulty one, the Challenger or whatever it was? Champion, I think it was.
We're getting there. No, Champion's 3, but we're on Veteran right now because they're still leveling up.
Okay. I thought Champion was the 4th one because there was there's the super easy, and then I thought Veteran was number 2.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been doing that for the last few weeks, and then this week I'm also probably going to play some Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on the channel.
Okay, Legend was number 4, and then Champion was or Cataclysm was the super difficulty.
Oof.
So I'll be doing that pop culture, and then I'm still working on these videos. I've talked about this on some other channels, but I got tired of Hollywood's been really aggravating me lately, so I decided that I'm going to do pinheads of entertainment, and I've been working on some videos of that. So I've been picking some a few people. I've got people like Zachary Levi, who said stuff about the Flash movie and how it's only the Troll's fault and not taking responsibility for what the studio did and what he did. And
okay.
Then people like George Lopez, because he can't stop running his mouth lately, and just kind of want to slap him with a fish, but not really YouTube. So don't think I'm being serious. But you know, I couldn't take it anymore, pop culture, and I'm just like, I gotta start getting my voice out more about these people. They're just being ridiculous. Like, it's not about so much about if you like the property or not. It's just these people are just insane with this stuff. They just keep saying, and I know some other channels are doing it, but I'm like, I'm gonna just. It doesn't matter if they're in the video game industry or the movie industry or the TV industry or whatever. They want to just keep running their mouths off, or even the gaming industry. It's just like, pinheads in entertainment. It's just become embarrassing now, and I feel these people deserve to be mocked to an extent.
Yeah, do it. Call them out on
Yeah.
it, and make it so that people know that these. And really, it was nicer back in the day when you didn't hear from everybody. It was like,
If
you
they
didn't
could
care
just
about what they said, what they thought.
right, if they could just talk, be well-rounded, and stop what they're pushing from George Takei, as you know, even people like Mark Hamill. You go down the list. Even Robert Downey Jr. said something stupid recently, and it's like, you guys are just. Can you stop, please? What's your Mark Ruffalo? Of course, you just go down the list of these people. Can't you guys be more like, I don't know, Chris Pratt? Because when he says something, it makes more sense. But when you guys say something, it doesn't. And once again, it's not about liking these people or not liking these people, but it's just they deserve to be mocked a bit. They really do. From Jennifer Lopez and just Jennifer Lawrence and Viola Davis, and it's just like, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah, these people are crazy. That
yes, they are.
You probably should have noticed about 2009. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
No,
they've just gotten worse, man. They just keep getting worse, and it's like, is this the way you want to stay relevant? Because you don't have to act like this. Even Samuel Jackson, of all people, came out recently like, if you don't like Miss Marvel, you don't like Brie Larson as Miss Marvel, you're an incel. I'm like, really, Samuel? You too? I mean, it's just stupid. It doesn't mean
They're
that
all the same people.
We hate them, but it's like, can you just stop being ignorant? It's not about hating somebody.
You can say I hate these people.
I don't.
These people are just pushing a terrible agenda.
Oh, they are, man. They are.
Yeah.
So they are. It's just, but it makes you laugh, but it's also annoying too, because it's just, I don't know. I don't get it. So I was like, I've had enough. I've had enough pop culture. I didn't think I would really get to the point where I would have enough to just keep mocking these people, but I can't stop just making fun of these people. They're so dumb. I never thought I was going to do this even on Twitter. Like, I even kind of started attacking George Lopez with some of the things he says. It's like, dude, you're ridiculous. Like, seriously, you're a Dodger fan, but you're a ridiculous man. Can you just stop being ridiculous? And they can't. For whatever reason, they can't.
No,
so.
And that's from being surrounded by people that are yes men. Like, they just, oh,
yes.
you're right, boss. Yep, you're right. Yep. They got no pushback from anybody. And then when they do, they're like, oh, I'm so incensed that you would disagree with my awesome opinion. I know everything, and good on you for doing that, Cash. Call them out. Make them explain themselves.
I've had enough, and I think it also started with some other channels a few years ago, and watching them, and I'm like, gosh, they really said this stuff? Like, okay. And then,
well, we look forward to it.
Okay, great.
No, you can keep going, but I'm just saying, like, we're looking forward to seeing you release more stuff off of the Phantom Hooligans, and that
I appreciate,
you're doing that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I finally actually got to check out one of your streams recently, man. Sometimes I'm like sleeping. I'm like, how early was that? I'm like, all right, I got to go back and check that out.
How early was that? That's me.
Yeah, and so it was cool that I got to check out your Super Mario thing, because I want you, man, to, just like some other people in this that really deserve it, to actually get there. And I appreciate the support, man, and I'm glad I can. That people join the Discord and that they're able to put out their link in the promotions. I want people to be able to do that. I want people to be able to promote themselves. One thing we've probably talked about this before, pop culture. I just find it very rude when someone's like, look, man, just wait till the end so to basically promote yourself. And some people can be so rude, and it's like, and this is why your content is not as good as it could be, because of your attitude, and I wish they would change it about themselves, and their content would be a lot better. But there's a process, as you know. You've been doing this what now, pop culture, a few years?
Yeah, 18 months maybe.
18 months? Okay.
Well, I've been on YouTube since 2006, but
okay.
It's a big long story, but yeah, go ahead.
Right. So, it's always a work in progress, but people take advantage of other people just like they do in real life, and they attack people, and you can get attacked for saying things, and it's just crazy. People can cancel you even if you have a smaller channel. It's just the way it is. But you always seem to be in some battle, and a lot of the times it's not worth it, but sometimes it is, especially if people are going to attack your integrity or whatever. But I've seen, even being co-hosts on other streams, like there's just some people that go on there. I'm not going to give names, but they're just rude. Pop culture and Serranos, they're rude, and they don't need to be rude. They're rude about advertising their channel. They're rude about this. And I'm like, look, if we're going to really care about being together, then let's actually work together and mean it.
We're talking about like the channel advertising.
Yeah. They go on there and they advertise their channel, even though they're considered friends, but it's like, it's so rude. And they also say other things. It's like, listen, this is not the time for you to talk about.
I don't really understand what you're talking about, like a situation.
Have you ever seen it on a channel? Oh, you probably haven't.
Channel?
Yeah, like on a channel. No, it's. You
mean just on?
Right, but somebody, somebody goes on there, like an open panel. Somebody goes on there, and then they start talking about their channel when they shouldn't be talking about it. It's like, just wait till the end, man. They're being rude. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right?
I guess. Yeah, okay. I can understand you better. Now it's like, I was gonna say,
you
mean channel? What channel? Channel?
Right. Yeah.
No, and I know what you're saying too. It's like, whoever stream you're on, defer to the host, and he will come around to you and say, hey, what are you up to? What's going on your channel? Instead of, if we're having a stream about, like, say, Transformers, and you're like, oh yeah, well, I'm doing a He-Man stream on my channel, blah blah, and it's like, where did that come from?
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing? Right. You're derailing the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I just find it funny that there's just some people. I mean, it's funny and annoying at the same time. Like, I was on a watch party and I was watching Fifth Element, and this guy just kept like saying the lines before I had never seen all of Fifth Element at that time, and it was like I had to tune him out because I didn't want to yell at him on a live stream when we're doing a reaction to this. I wanted to, but I was like, no, I'm on my friend's stream. I'm not going to do this. And it was just, he kept saying the lines, and then like he said some weird stuff, and it's like, dude, can you just stop? And people are either so rude, and they're like, they deserve this, they're just entitled, just like in real life. And it's just crazy to me. And it reflects also on their own content, because they're not, they could be putting out way better content, but what they are doing, the only reason that they want to go on those panels is so they can advertise. That's it. It's not to talk about cool stuff. Like, they can talk about that, but it's just pretty much for them to advertise, and it's rude. If you make a mistake and you say you're in another channel, you say, hey man, I have a stream that, oh, well, don't say that. Like, okay, like, I didn't know at that time. Fine. You learn, but they don't care. And there's just some people that go on your friend's channel, go on channels that you're working with, and so on, and they just are rude as hell.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's not cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, I do it differently. It's like, I only care about myself, so I'm only okay when I promote my own stuff, and I don't like other people promoting their stuff.
There you go. Toronto has it.
You just wait till the end, but it's not like just that. They're just rude about other things. So just, if we're going to be a group and we're going to be a community,
you gotta be or tell people, like, that's not okay.
Yeah, exactly. And we've told people, and they still do it. So it's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's something called,
that's what happens. Yeah.
There's something called stream etiquette, obviously, that just try to follow that. Try to be on your best behavior, and don't, don't be rude to your host, whoever it might be, you know, depending
Exactly.
on wherever
Frost
you are.
has best behavior. That's not possible. Sorry.
Well, we expect, we know what to expect from you. All right. It's like trying to have Michael on your stream, right?
You know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna sometime I'm just gonna pop in, hey, please. It's just gonna be a guy grilling himself alive. It's like, that's just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the whole thing. I just I've been enjoying live streams, but I want to be working on more videos because I want to be able to do more on YouTube. So
kind of stuff you'll actually point people back to is like say, hey, this is something I made, rather than a live stream. People don't go back to watch live streams.
Yeah, that's true. And I want to get my videos to get a bit more traction. I try to get them out there, but
yeah, talking about this kind of thing is like, I just made one anime video that I was surprised got just decent views. I was like, that's kind of crazy. It was just a top.
It happens, man.
People just wanted to go for it because it was relevant at the time.
Algorithm
push just to
even when you're just like playing a game on a live streams, you look at the views and you're like, wow.
Yeah, you just get you hit a game that the algorithm likes right now, like a new game, but not the most popular game. Like if you're playing Starfield, you're not gonna get anything. It's like everybody else is playing Starfield.
Everybody's doing it. Yeah.
But if you play an indie game that just like starts trending on Twitter, next day play that, you're gonna get like 10, 12 views. It's like, hey, that's not bad. That's not
bad. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just have such a backlog, and then I just buy some more games. I'm like, all right, I got even more of a backlog. All right, that's fine.
No, if you could see the end of your backlog, you don't have enough games.
Sorry. Right, exactly. That's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But
if there's end in sight, you just like, you're not. What are you even working for? Are you even trying?
Yeah, exactly. Good point. But so that's what's coming up on the Phantom Hooligans, and I've been enjoying the group games that we're doing, and then like Mike and I and Baron and whoever else wants to join, we'll be playing that Myth Force, and we'll be going back to Bro Force Forever. September, what is it? 13th?
It doesn't have a price on it yet. They probably announced what it's going to cost.
Something like that.
I don't assume it's going to be more than like $30. I assume.
No, it's going to be $30. It's going to be on Epic and Steam. So yeah, it's going to be $30.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say they obviously can't charge a high price for it because it's a multiplayer title.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna get away with that. It's gonna die if you try to do that. Honestly, $30 kind of pushing it. $20 would be a lot safer for me.
Pretty good. Yeah, I gotcha.
Like I don't think they're in a position where they can't do it as a free to play title. They just don't have any systems in place for that. But yeah, it's hard to charge any high amount for a multiplayer title like that because you got to get your friends to buy into it.
Yep.
When it goes from just like 80 to 120, that's a difference.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening on the Phantom Hooligans. So I appreciate the support, pop culture, and I'm glad I can support you. And
no problem.
It's been cool. You have a channel too, Serranos?
Yep. I have a couple of videos I upload. I'm gonna get back to my next video this week.
All right.
And what's that going to be about?
It's going to be another Next Fest video. It's going to be about a lot of demos and stuff I played back in June. I had COVID that knocked me out for like a good 2 weeks, and then just like stress of my job, I just could not get myself to work on it properly. So it fell really far behind from where I wanted it to be. But I'm still going to put it out even if it's like behind because I put the time into it anyways. Might as well finish it, see it through.
Finish her off, man. People will probably.
I talked to you the other night, Pop. I'm gonna work on making some assets I can use for videos, so I can make smaller videos faster.
Nice.
Yeah. No, that's
good. I plan to try to make videos about like individual games. I just like just try them out for a little bit and just like say I like this, I didn't like it, whatever.
Nope, that's good, and I'm hoping a lot of people will pick up on that and come and watch them because. You're pretty discerning when it comes to video games.
Yeah. Hopefully, I want to not I don't want to lie about anything I say in a video, even if it's accidentally. So I want to be thorough and usually in what I'm doing. That's why it takes me a little bit longer to do stuff too. Is like because I go over stuff again and again just to make sure I didn't mess anything up. Because I don't want to be, even if I want to be critical, I don't want to be unfair.
Something. Man, of course not. You know, you don't want to. When people just call something like shit, it's like,
don't want to. I don't want to portray it incorrectly. I don't want to portray it in a way it does not exist. Because like even if there's like plenty of games I don't like, if I want to be trashing something, I want to be correct when I'm doing so.
Right.
So nobody can come back at you.
Yeah. Because I mean, if I want to give an accurate representation, I think it accurately is bad. I should be able to back up why.
Yes. Yeah. And people will appreciate it. They'll watch your videos. Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous when people are like, "Oh, this is good." Well, why do you think this is good? Or this is shit. Well, why do you think it's shit? And people, oh, it's just shit. Well, that's not a very good reason.
Yeah, particularly I hope to, by the end of the year, I hope to have content coming out consistently, and then I'll be getting back to work. And it's not going to come out all the time, but I'm still going to have stuff actually coming out on a consistent basis, like at least one video every month, right?
So everyone subscribe to Serranos. He's on YouTube here. And he's going to have some content coming out.
Nice.
I guess you probably just... I think you can just go to the app, which is just that, and you should be able to search on my name. Will show up on YouTube
at Serranos Tarrant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. As for myself, obviously tomorrow is Tuesday. I'll be going back to work after being off for 2 weeks because I was on vacation. It was an excellent vacation. I got to travel to the West Coast and go to Vancouver, British Columbia, and down to Seattle, where I did visit in person with Blaine.
Was that like a 2-week vacation you took?
It was, yes.
Yeah, nice long vacation.
It was nice. It's nice to get away from the plant, you know, and let them handle things without you. And yeah. Oh, there. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks for throwing the link to Serranos' channel in chat there.
Oh yeah, thank you.
There you go, everybody. But yes, meeting Blaine in person, that was great. And even when I wasn't in person with him, he was actually sending me places to go and things to do while we were in Seattle. So
yeah, that's the best part of having a native to be is because they just know a lot of good stuff.
Oh, it was like, hey, if you want to go here,
if you live there, you should. Yeah, because if you ever come down south of Portland, I could guide you, or down to my city. I'd tell you if you did want to come.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to Portland, but I'll go to where you live.
I was gonna say, not go to Portland. You gotta drive past Portland. But yeah,
that's fine.
Come down here. I give you the best places to eat here. It's not really a bunch, but hey, there are a couple places I like.
Yeah, and I know my wife wants to go back again because there's some stuff we didn't see in Seattle that we couldn't.
Oh, there's always Seattle's a huge city. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, and so obviously we're planning already next year to go down to Seattle, and there you go.
Yep, nice.
Yeah.
How many years are you from retirement, Pop?
About 15, I think.
15?
If I retire at 65, I got about 15 years to go.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you have any aspirations to retire early, or are you just trying to hit it on time?
Yeah, I'd like to hit it on time. I don't want to spend any longer than I need.
So it's like in today's economy, it's like hard to be too hopeful, but
yeah. Hey, I'm just happy. If I can hang on to my job for that long, that'll be great. 15 years at the same place, or it's not very common nowadays for people to stay at a place for quite a long time. But being that I'm the only maintenance guy there, and as long as I stay in good health, knock on wood, I mean, I should have a job for the rest of my career. I can finish it out there.
Yeah.
And if you're up for it, we could always pay a visit down in Oregon,
I say, I'm probably gonna make a trip up to Seattle, visit my sister and stuff. Before the end of the year, I'll probably say hi to Blaine there too. At least eat some food from his truck. Maybe spend some time with him. I'd definitely be up for doing it next year too. If you were gonna come down again at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We could have a little mini meetup, an escape corner meetup. And
I'd say Seattle's a good place to do it because it's just a nice city. It's pretty easy to get to relatively.
It is, and unfortunately, I was hoping to eat from the food trailer, but it's not quite ready yet. So,
yeah,
and Cash, you're on the Pacific Coast, aren't you?
I am. I'm in California.
Oh, sorry about that, man.
All right. I've been here for years. I don't listen to a lot.
You don't have to pity him.
politicians.
He could have gotten out when he had the chance.
Could have gotten out. Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. People want to start something with me. They'll find out what's going to You heard that YouTube? No, but I don't listen to Mussolini and the band of goon squads over here. So
that sounds like a threat. I think if anything happens there, they're going to find you liable.
Yeah,
they might. They might.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I don't. They can't prove anything. You heard that YouTube? Yeah, go away.
You can't prove anything.
No, that's all right. So yeah, I had a great time, and like I say, going back to work tomorrow, get back into the swing of things. Find out the backlog of things that I need to get done. I'm sure I've got like 200 emails to look at, and some packages that or stuff you order probably be there for me to open up. So yeah, and then Saturday's coming up. I'll try to finish that game finally, Superstar Saga.
Do it, man.
Yeah, my God, is it just they ratchet up the difficulty level, I tell you. I mean,
I remember that when I played through it.
Oh yeah,
it's
okay,
like
good.
The end is just brutal. Gauntlet.
Okay, so it's good to know I'm not just like just,
yeah, no,
you're never alone in this stuff, man. Trust me. Yes.
And then Sunday's coming up. Sunday anime chat. It's back to school animes, and I've already taken a couple of suggestions from people, but if anybody has any suggestions on school anime that takes place in school, during school, doing anything to do with school, because it's back to school this month.
Pop has a fascination with school, the anime school children.
No, just being in school, The
he
learning
just wants
process,
to be in school where the children are.
We gotta educate people, Serranos. Come on now.
You ever think about being a teacher? Then you realize how poorly they get paid, and it's like, oh.
Well, yes. So I've looked into being an instructor for my trade at the trade school here, and I'm like, oh, they only earn that much a year. That's okay. Because it would be nice, you just go to school with a suit and tie, and
it really fits the stereotype as those who can't teach.
I guess, yeah. When it rolls
you could actually get paid to do this, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Well, I've heard of teachers or the instructors at the school there. They would leave to go work out in the field, and then come back after a while, right? Because they miss that the trades money.
It would either be that, or they're just really older guys who are retired. I would assume
there is a lot of older instructors there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume a lot of the instructor class, if it's not good enough pay, it would just be older guys that are just doing a little bit extra.
Yeah, their house is paid off. They don't have any large bills to pay so they can get by with that. Yeah. Whereas I'm actually, and I don't mind telling you guys this, but I'm moving to a different house next year.
Same region, still going to be in Alberta.
Same region, still Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be, because now I drive 40 minutes to get to work. This is going to cut it down to 10 minutes.
Oh, that's nice.
So yes.
Is it going to be a bit smaller, or just more expensive?
Both. Actually, not smaller. It'll be bigger. It's going to be a split. It's going to have a basement, a garage, because I don't have a garage right now either.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it's an upgrade. It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time, but it's going to happen next year. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you're working for. You're gonna work to pay that off.
I gotta pay, and you guys know, like, I'm 50, so most mortgages are 25 years. So.
Yeah, it's a big move for you, because you gotta pay it off. Well, you could, I guess, can you set up a shorter mortgage too intentionally?
You can be like, no, I don't want it to be 25 years. I want it to be 20 or 15, and I'll pay this much a month, and so.
Yeah, it's just it makes it tighter because you don't have to pay a good bit more.
Yeah,
it's shorter.
Yeah, but
But you also get a little bit knocked off because there's going to be guaranteed less interest.
Less interest.
As long as you don't fall behind. Yeah.
Yeah, and as long as they don't go crazy with the interest rates, because I know that's a big deal too. When they start raising those up, and people are like, "Oh, well, can't afford my house now." And yes, Joseph, Pop's man cave. I have been told that the basement is pretty much my domain, so it's good. It's all finished. It's not an unfinished basement. It's very nicely done. So yeah, that is what's coming up, gents.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and had a nice day here, and time to wind her down.
Time to wind down. Yeah, we'll have we'll get ready to have some dinner and watch.
Nice.
Finish watching Teen Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat my leftover ramen. So you might have seen the little picture I posted on Blaine's Discord the other day with my quesadillas. The rest of the chicken went to ramen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw the quesadillas. I'm like, yeah, looks good. Looks good.
Yeah,
can Michael
Mexican?
Can Michael boil water yet, or
he might have figured that out. I don't know. I was trying to teach him how to make beans, but he doesn't want to buy a pressure cooker.
Oh, come on, Michael.
I know he wouldn't be able to handle a crock pot, even though it's like really easy. But he doesn't want to use a pressure cooker either. It's like I told him it's good to make rice. He's like, no, I can just do it on a pot. His one pot that he has.
Crock pot is even easier than a pressure cooker. I mean, pressure cooker, you don't have to worry about high pressure steam. You can just
pressure cooker is just because it's fast. The silver thing's fast. That's why I like pressure cooker.
Yep. No, that's the thing.
Yeah, if you the only thing, I mean, it takes out the same amount of space, really. But yeah, crock pot, come on, it's just so useful.
It is useful. It is. My wife used it yesterday.
Yeah, I love crock pots.
Easy.
Stick any meat you want in there, just cook it right up overnight, and it's done.
Yep. Yeah, depending on what your setting is, you leave it for 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever. 12 if you really want to make it juicy.
The thing we always use it for, that I was telling Michael about, is like, we use it for beans, just refried pinto beans, basically.
Oh,
effectively, nice. It's not actually refried because we didn't fry anything, but
no, I get it. It's
just pinto beans just taste good, and he's just like, I don't like beans. It's like,
jeez,
these kids these days, you can't please them. You can't win.
So picky when what do you have to eat over there? It sounds like he's got nothing but ramen.
He's ramen. He only eats ramen.
Man, oh man. Well, I hope everybody had a good time. I hope everybody in the chat had a good time. I appreciate you all who came out and, just everybody that joined in.
We do have to clarify that a little bit more. He doesn't just eat ramen. He talks about eating uncooked ramen.
Oh,
what?
No.
Come on, man. You got to cook it.
Yeah, he puts the seasoning
Put
packet
that in
on
the microwave.
It, and just, crunches it. It's like, that's disgusting. I can't.
What's the matter with you, Michael? Jeez.
Blaine egged him on too. Blaine said he did it before too. It's like, I can't with these people. Swine just eating any garbage before them.
Uncultured swine. Hey, Angry Canadian, you're showing up. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you. Right at the end. Perfect timing.
Right at the end. Well, I knew I asked him to be on, but he said he's probably be sleeping. So the time shift from Japan is just crazy.
Right. Yeah.
And Joseph's got to head out.
8 p.m. for him there.
Really? No.
No, it's the opposite. It's like 8 a.m. I think probably.
Yeah, he's just waking up. There you go. There you go. Yeah, no, we stuck around here, AC. We've been going for a while, almost 4 hours now. So we had a good time. You can always watch the replay. I encourage everybody, watch the replay. Yeah. Anyway. No, we're doing good. We're doing real good. You guys, it was great. Great. Had a fun time. Labor Day. I like it when I can just hop on and just have just a chill stream. It's nice. It's nice to not have an agenda or anything like that, because most of the times it's video games or anime or something like that. But yeah. And catching up with you guys too. It's fun. All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, hey, it was great.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
And I've been Pop, and I am signing off.